On the last day before the college entrance exam, the class beauty let out a shrill scream, "Everyone, give up the Gaokao, and Doubao will pay 50 million. Tips, Doubao is an AI app in China." She took out the insurance agreement she had signed with Doubao on her phone and showed it to everyone. As long as the Gaokao was delayed, she could receive 50 million in compensation. We're all prospects for Tsinghua and Peking University. At worst, giving up the Gaokao just means retaking a year. That's 50 million. Could you ever earn 50 million in your lifetime? In my previous life, I called the police right away and patiently explained that Doubao was just an AI and had no ability to pay compensation, but the police still dragged everyone into the examination hall. But because of that, the class Belle, Wenwan, was mocked and cyberbullied, unable to bear the pressure, and jumped to her death. All my classmates forced me onto the rooftop and splashed sulfuric acid all over me. If it weren't for you, how could she have died? They watched me struggle in agony, then finally kicked me down the stairs. When I opened my eyes again, I had returned to the moment when Wenwan, the class beauty, was calling on everyone to give up the college entrance exam. I quietly watched as everyone signed the agreement with Doubao. I wanted to see who they would demand those 50 million from. Wenwan sent the agreement she had signed with Doubao into the group, Party A, Doubao, Party B, Wenwan. Through friendly consultation, the two parties have reached the following agreement regarding compensation for delays affecting the college entrance examination. If Party B accidentally delays the college entrance examination while taking it and is unable to enter the exam room normally to sit for the test, Party A shall bear the liability for compensation amount, within 3 days. Party A shall pay Party B a one-time compensation of 50 million renminbi in full. The class group instantly erupted. Messages flooded in non-stop. 50 million, is that real? Wenwan, you're not joking with us, are you? Wenwan sent a voice message, her voice trembling with excitement. The agreement is right here, how could it be fake? Doubao even signed it and stamped it for me. It's legally binding. What if Doubao refuses to acknowledge it? Someone asked. Wenwan let out a cold laugh. We're the Tsingbei sprint class. Pull out any one of us and they're scoring over 700, aren't they? Doubao is such a huge company, would they dare deny it? Do they not care about their reputation anymore? It has no shame, but the company behind it still does. Give up this year's college entrance exam, and if you retake it next year, we'll still get into Tsinghua or Peking University. This is 50 million yuan. I stared at the screenshot of the Doubao agreement and felt that these people's brains had all been slammed in a door. Doubao is just an AI, it has no independent legal entity status, no assets of its own, and no bank account, not to mention it won't pay compensation. Even if it wanted to, it wouldn't have the money. In my previous life, I tried my hardest to reason with everyone about this, but no one would listen to me. They claimed I simply couldn't stand to see everyone doing well and was jealous that they could all get rich in this life. I don't want to say a single word. I'd like to see who they're going to ask for those 50 million. The phone buzzed, and my best friend Zhou Yuan sent me a message. Xin, look, this is 50 million, are you signing or not? In my previous life, Zhou Yuan was someone I had dragged by force from the mall to the exam hall. At the time, she thought a huge fortune was waiting for her, so she went shopping with Wenwan. It was I who called her parents and forcibly took her away. Later, among the people who splashed acid, she stood at the very front. Zhao Xin, you ruined my dream of getting rich overnight. You ruined the one and only chance I had in my life to turn everything around. The searing pain still seemed to linger on my face as I gripped my phone tightly, my fingertips turning white. No, I'm not cut out for getting rich overnight. You sign it. Wenwan wrote a guide on how to trick Doubao into signing this insurance agreement. Everyone needs to record the whole process on screen. If Doubao refuses to pay, all of this will be evidence. I had my cousin, who works at a law firm, sue it until it goes bankrupt, sue it until even its own parents wouldn't recognize it. She started a chain in the group chat. Wenwan has signed +1, Zhou Yuan has signed +2, Zhang Zilong has signed +3. In the end, 32 people had signed up, and there were 33 people in this class in total. Aren't you signing? Wenwan mentioned me alone, her tone full of mockery. Zhao Xin, do you think you're above everyone else? Or do you think the whole class is beneath you? Just as I was about to reply, my childhood friend Song Yu called me. Can you stop picking on Wenwan all the time? Hurry up and sign it. Who do you think you are? The only one in the whole class who's so great. In my last life, the final kick that sent me to my death was delivered by him. If you keep being this unsociable, don't ever say you're my girlfriend again. Our engagement is off. Song Yu, can't afford to lose face like this. I let out a cold laugh. Get lost. I don't have a boyfriend as stupid as you. I hung up and immediately blocked him. We agreed. None of us can go take the exam, only if there are enough people will Doubao take this seriously, and then we can get the money. Several people tagged me. Zhao Xinxin, hurry up and sign it. We're just waiting on you. Don't be so ungrateful. If you don't want to sign, are you trying to drag us down? When Wan sent a voice message in the group, her voice choked with sobs. Don't say any more. I know Xin has never liked me, because she thinks I stole her boyfriend, but this is a matter of life for the whole class, she sniffled, sounding even more aggrieved. Zhang Yang's mom works in an electronics factory, assembling thousands of parts every day. Her neck condition has gotten bad, and she still doesn't have the money to treat it. Shen Lu's parents get up before dawn and work till late selling fish, all waiting for her to make something of herself so she can support the whole family. Zhao Xinxin, it's fine if you hate me, but this time, can you put aside that ridiculous little personal bias of yours and stand with us? She paused, then delivered another blow. Or are you, Zhao Xinxin, just the kind of person who can't stand to see others do well? These words instantly blew up the whole class, especially the few people whose names she had called out. Zhao Xinxin, aren't you disgusting? No wonder Song Yu doesn't like you and likes Wenwan instead. You're just a jealous woman who can't stand seeing others do well. If you want to be poor, don't drag us down with you. Okay, are you even worthy? 50 million? Are you blind or just black-hearted? When Wan spoke again in a conciliatory tone, everyone, please don't scold her, she's just inexperienced and got scared by 50 million, don't go to her house and force her to sign, don't bother her family either. I just hope all of us in the class can stand together and always be the closest brothers and sisters. I almost laughed in anger. She's deliberately reminding everyone to come to my house and cause trouble, isn't she? Sure enough, as soon as she finished speaking, the messages in the group started flying by at lightning speed. Song Yu, let's all go to her place, even if we have to hold down her hand, we have to force her to sign the agreement. Let's go, I'll hop on my e-scooter and pick you up, I'll be there in 5 minutes. Song Yu said without hesitation. They actually really planned to give me trouble. I held my phone, and originally wanted to call the police, but it was already too late. If I called the police now, it would definitely drag on until midnight, which would seriously affect my performance in tomorrow's exam. Xinxin, aren't you going to sleep yet? Just then, my mom knocked on my bedroom door. Tomorrow's the exam already, don't stay up too late studying. I responded, and immediately turned off the light. A wise man doesn't fight a battle he can't win. They just want me to sign an agreement with Doubao. Right, you don't need to come, I'll sign. Following the guide when one posted in the group, I recorded the entire screen and signed an agreement with Doubao stating a compensation of 50 million yuan for missing the exam. Zhao Xinxin has signed plus 33. I completed the final relay. Isn't that right? Song Yu said sarcastically in the group chat. Only you have to be special, making us beg you. We've given you enough face, haven't we? Tomorrow at 8, we'll meet at Wanda Mall. Buy whatever you want. Yes, anyway I'm about to have 50 million. I can't spend it all, not at all. Zhao Xinxin, don't even think about sneaking into the exam hall. If everyone goes shopping tomorrow and I don't see you, the engagement will really be called off. Song Yu, always keep my word. If you dare go, we'll expel you from class 1, grade 3. The class monitor also sent a stern message, followed by an angry emoji. Our class doesn't want a traitor like you. I turned off my phone. Who cares? A bunch of idiots. At 8 the next morning, Mom had prepared a lavish, nutritious breakfast for me. As I ate, I eagerly scrolled through the chat logs in the group, where they were already showing off their shopping haul in a frenzy. When Wan posted a selfie at SKP, carrying 3 shopping bags, with the caption, spent several $100,000, my hands are numb. Once the 50 million comes through, I'm going to move the whole mall home. Song Yu commented below, graceful and elegant. I also spent 400,000 and bought a Rolex. Zhou Yuan sent a voice message, her voice trembling with excitement. I maxed out all 3 of my parents' credit cards, 200,000. Anyway, the 50 million will be in our accounts 3 days later, so what's there to be afraid of? The group chat erupted in jubilation, as if the 50 million were already lying in their bank accounts. Suddenly, the phone buzzed. It was a message from Song Yu. Zhao Xinxin, why haven't you come yet? If you don't come, just wait and see how I deal with you. I won't let you have an easy time, that's for sure. I cursed under my breath and ignored him. After checking all my stationery, my admission ticket, and my ID card again. I looked up at my mom. Mom, let's go through the underground parking garage. Also, help me call the police. I smiled and showed her the group chat log on my phone. Someone deliberately planned to stop me from taking the college entrance exam. More than 30 people. I've already taken screenshots as evidence. My mother's face instantly darkened. She didn't ask any more questions and picked up the phone to dial 911. In less than 10 minutes, the local police station called back. More officers had already been deployed around the exam site, and they told us to go ahead and take the exam with peace of mind. I slung my backpack over my shoulder and got in the car. My mom dropped me off on a street outside the exam site. Any closer, and it would have been inconvenient to park. Sheen, she said, taking my hand. If anyone stops you, just call the police. Mom will be waiting nearby. I turned back with a smile and said, don't worry, Mom, wait for my good news. I made my way through the crowd toward the exam venue. Sure enough, on the sidewalk at the entrance to the exam venue, there were 32 people standing there in a dense crowd. Fine, Zhao Xinxin, I knew you were going to be unconventional, trying to show off. Are you? You think you're all that? You think you're the only one who's so woke? Song Yu was the first to rush over, tall and long-limbed. He grabbed my wrist with one large hand without the slightest hesitation. Behind him stood the whole class, led by Wenwan. Everyone was waiting here for me, just to stop me from going to the exam. Zhao Xinxin, why are you being so stubborn? Wenwan walked up to me and looked at me. Everyone in the class signed up, and you were the last one to do it. Everyone else went shopping, and you came to take the exam. Do you know how ridiculous you look right now? She turned to the classmates around her and raised her voice. Look at this, everyone. Our class genius Zhao, carrying that shabby backpack and wearing her school uniform, showing up at the exam venue first thing in the morning, as if that somehow makes her look smarter than the rest of us. The crowd burst into laughter. Zhou Yuan stood beside Wenwan, holding 2 LV shopping bags, and rolled her eyes at me. Xin, wake up. So what if you get into Tsinghua, after working your whole life, could you earn 50 million? Wenwan said that as long as we all skip the exam together, Doubao will have to compensate us. If it doesn't, we'll sue it. It's such a big company, it can't afford to lose face like that. I looked at her and found her both strange and ridiculous. In my previous life, she was the first person to throw sulfuric acid at me. In this life, she hadn't even changed her lines. Song Yu leaned close to my ear, lowering his voice, his tone laced with threat. If you know what's good for you, come with us. You still have time to go to the mall and buy a few things. Don't force us to make a move in front of so many people. I tilted my head, looked at him, and smiled. Song Yu, I said softly, the Rolex on your wrist was bought with your dad's card, wasn't it? Does your dad's little factory even make 400,000 in profit a year? His expression changed. And you, Zhou Yuan, I turned to her. Your parents have maxed out 3 credit cards. How do you plan to pay next month's bill? Sell a kidney. Zhou Yuan's smile froze on her face. I looked at Wenwan, my gaze falling on the Hermes bag in her hand. Wenwan, is that bag real or fake? If it's real, a single bag costs several $100,000. Does your parents' annual salary even cover that? Or do you think Doubao will pay it back for you? Wenwan's expression finally darkened. She bit her lip, her eyes turning cold. Zhao Xinxin, stop pretending. You don't dare to get rich yourself, so you can't stand seeing other people get rich, right? You're just a coward, fit only to work for others your whole life, fit only to squeeze onto the subway and live in a rented room for your whole life. We signed an agreement, we have screen recordings and evidence. Doubao can't weasel out of it. And you, Zhao Xinxin, you have nothing. All you have is that pathetic little bit of self-respect. The more she spoke, the more agitated she became, her voice growing shrill and drawing the attention of the passers-by around them. You think coming to take the exam means you've already won. So what if you get into college? Even after you graduate, won't you still have to work for people who didn't get into college? Who do you think you are? Song Yu chimed in from the side. Exactly, Wenwan is right. Zhao Xinxin, you just can't stand seeing everyone do well. You're nothing but a jealous freak. The crowd began to stir. Some pushed forward, some raised their phones to record, and others shouted, stop talking to her, pull her away. I glanced at my watch. 8:20. There are still 40 minutes until the exam admission. Step aside. I looked at them coldly. I gritted my teeth and violently shoved the gentle Wenwan to the ground. Wenwan screamed in panic, and Song Yu and the classmates beside him immediately scattered to help pull Wenwan up. Taking advantage of the brief gap, I sprinted desperately toward the exam venue. Zhao Xinxin, stop right there. Song Yu charged over like a madman, reaching out to grab me, before his fingers could even touch my shoulder. Two uniformed police officers had already grabbed him from the left and right. What do you think you're doing? One of the officers barked sharply, causing trouble at the entrance to a college entrance exam test site. Want to spend a few days inside? Song Yu struggled, his face flushed red. She is my girlfriend, this is our family matter, it's none of your business, girlfriend. The police officer looked at him coldly. Your girlfriend just said that you are not her boyfriend. Song Yu opened his mouth, but he couldn't say a word. Wen panicked at the side and rushed over in her high heels, her voice shrill and thin. Officer, we're classmates, we were just fooling around, really, just fooling around. But the police weren't buying it at all. Fooling around with the college entrance exam. Do you know what place this is? Fooling around. More than 30 of you blocking the entrance to a college entrance exam site and not letting people in to take the test. That's what you call fooling around. Tears instantly streamed down Wenwan's face as she cried pitifully, looking as delicate as a pear blossom in the rain. We really meant no harm, we just wanted to talk her out of it. What are you trying to persuade me to do? I turned around, looked at Wenwan, and smiled. Persuade me to go with you, persuade me to max out my parents' credit cards too, persuade me to give up the college entrance exam too. Wenwan, don't worry, I, Zhao Xinxin, am not that stupid. I handed over my admission ticket and, under the escort of the police, walked through the crowd toward the entrance of the exam center. Just then, Song Yu's heart-wrenching roar came from behind me. Zhao Xinxin, you'll regret this, you definitely will regret this. I stopped in my tracks and turned my head slightly. Song Yu, I said, my voice not loud, but enough for him to hear. The thing I regret most is ever meeting you bunch of idiots. Then I walked in. Without looking back, at the last moment before handing in my phone, the screen lit up with a message Wenwan had sent in the group chat. There's nothing we can do, she's not meant to get rich, this 50 million is ours alone this time, some people are destined to be poor for life. I smiled and turned off the phone. At 9 o'clock, the bell rang, and I began working on the questions in earnest. The first subject didn't stop me, and after that, they never came to bother me again. During the rest of the exams, I performed extremely steadily, with my estimated score coming close to 730, only after everything had settled did I pick up my phone and start reading the messages in the class group again. Their spending is even crazier. Doesn't my Audi A6 look great? I bought a used BMW X5 anyway, since it'll be paid off in 3 days, so just go for it. The accompanying image is a BMW steering wheel, thanks to Doubao, young and promising, thanks to Wenwan for taking us to wealth and prosperity. I scrolled down quickly. Over these 3 days, aside from spending money, they did nothing else. At the very end, it was today's message. It's almost 72 hours. Shouldn't Doubao's compensation have arrived by now? Don't worry, before midnight tonight, it'll definitely arrive. If it doesn't, I'll eat shit. It had indeed been 3 days since he missed the first exam. Then I'll just sit back and wait to collect the money. I had my family mortgage the house and took out a loan of 800,000, spent it all, and it felt amazing. My parents even scolded me, but once the money arrives I'll make them kneel and apologize to me. Once the money comes through, I'm going to buy my parents a new 3-bedroom, 1 living room apartment, and I'll buy my younger brother a Panamera. At night, everyone waited until 12 o'clock, not a second off that. My compensation still hasn't arrived. Did yours? Zhou Yuan sent a message in the group, her voice trembling. There was a 3-second silence in the group, then it exploded. Not yet. Me neither, me neither. What's going on? Don't worry, don't worry. Wenwan immediately came out to steady the morale. The first subject, Chinese, starts at 9 a.m. Strictly speaking, the 72 hours won't be up until 9 a.m. tomorrow. What are you panicking for? So spineless, really. There won't be any problems, right? Someone began to wonder. Wenwan is speaking. What? You still don't feel reassured? Song Yu came out to support her and sent a face with mouth covered laughing emoji. Everyone get a good night's sleep tonight, and when you wake up tomorrow, you'll all be rich. However, no one slept a wink that night, and they absent-mindedly played a game of idiom chain in the group chat. It was finally 9 o'clock at last. As soon as the second hand passed 12, someone could no longer hold back. Where's the money? Yeah, where's the money? It's 9 o'clock. Wenwan quickly sent a voice message. Everyone, don't panic. I'll bring in my cousin who's a lawyer to ask him about it. He's a professional, and he'll definitely be able to help everyone solve this. My cousin has handled a lot of lawsuits and has never lost one. An account named Lawyer Vanguard was added to the WeChat group within a minute. Are you crazy? Have you all lost your minds? How could they possibly pay you compensation? The first sentence from Wenwan's lawyer cousin after joining the group left everyone in the group silent for a full 10 seconds. Then it exploded. What did you say? It's impossible. We have an agreement, black and white. How can Doubao just deny it? Weren't Wenwan shown it? Didn't you say there was no problem? After 2 seconds of silence, lawyer Zhang Dawei sent a voice message, even more devastated than they were. When did I say there was no problem? I said the format had no problem. I said the format. The format. Do you even understand plain Chinese? Who knew she'd sign a contract with an AI? And you lot too. Are you idiots? You're supposed to be a top Qingbei prep class. So where's your brain? Did a dog eat it? Doubao is just a large language model. It's not an independent legal entity, and it doesn't have a bank account. What difference is there between the name it signs for you and a paw print your family cat makes? Have you ever seen any insurance company that doesn't check qualifications or verify identity, doesn't even collect the premium, and still dares to insure someone for 50 million, a pie falling from the sky? That's a metal disc, it'll smash you to pieces. No one said anything anymore. Even through the screen, I could feel them trembling. After a long while, someone sent a message. What about the money? Zhang Dawei sent another 60-second voice message. He sounded like he was already on the verge of breaking. What money? What money are you talking about? The company behind Doubao has a registered capital of only 10 million yuan, and the 32 of you added up to 1.6 billion. My God, do you even know what 1.6 billion means? Piled up, it could crush all 32 of you. Compensating you with a bit of Doubao points would already be generous enough. I'll even throw in a few virtual badges. Satisfied now, I lay in bed, scrolling through their previous records of frenzied spending one by one. Zhou Yuan's message popped up first. Impossible, absolutely impossible. How could Doubao lie? What about my credit card? I used my parents' card to spend 200,000 yuan. How am I supposed to pay it back? My parents will kill me. Help, I bought my BMW on a loan. Can I still return it now? I've only driven it for 3 days. I mortgaged the house. It's over, it's over. Everyone was crying, their voices trembling. Song Yu had originally been the first one to stand by Wenwan, but now he was frantically at ing her. Say something, Wenwan, I know you're online. Get out here. Stop pretending to be dead. It was you who said there was no problem, and then we signed. It was you who sent us the guide. You're the one to blame. Say something. Are you pretending to be dead? Cornered and with no way out, Wenwan finally sent a message in the group chat. I didn't expect this to happen either. I'm a victim too. I spent a lot of money too, and I don't know how I'm supposed to pay it back. Besides, did I force you to sign the agreement? Did I force you to spend beyond your means? You were greedy yourselves, and now you blame me. The group chat immediately exploded. We did this because we trusted you. And now you're shirking responsibility. Wenwan, do you have no shame? Does anyone know where Wenwan lives? I know. I'll ride my little electric scooter to pick you up. I'll be there in 5 minutes, and we'll go settle accounts with her. Let's go settle accounts with her. The same tactics that had once been used on me, they now planned to use on Wenwan. Wenwan was obviously panicking. She immediately told everyone not to come, her sobbing coming in fits and starts. Don't come. Everyone, please, don't come. My mom and dad will beat me to death. Can you wait a little longer? I'll file a lawsuit in court. Doubao signed an agreement with us, so it should honor it. If it doesn't, then make the company behind it pay compensation. The law will protect us. We have the full screen recording of the chat, so Doubao can't deny it. It may run, but it can't escape its temple. Everyone was temporarily soothed by Wenwan. Wenwan really wrote a complaint and sent it to the group for everyone to see. I asked Doubao, and it said we can win the lawsuit. As long as everyone files a joint lawsuit, the company behind Doubao won't be able to withstand the pressure from public opinion and will compensate us. Doubao said this itself. It wouldn't lie to me. Then we'll trust you one more time. Wenwan, we've staked our lives on you, so don't let us down. We're waiting for your good news. If you lie to us again, just wait and see. Everyone clung to this last lifeline, their screens filled with hopeful anticipation of good news. No one noticed that after Zhang Dawei sent a string of ellipses, he quietly left the group. I'm going to make a post, start a live stream, and stir up some buzz. I don't believe that in a society ruled by law, Doubao can still wriggle out of this agreement. Sure enough, Wenwan posted on every platform. She accused the unscrupulous Dobao of tricking her into signing the agreement, only to go back on it afterward and refuse to pay. The post blew up that very day, with a red, hot tag, and made it to the front page. The whole class was thrilled, cheering in the group chat, we're up, the hype is here, Dobao is done for. They were expecting public opinion to be on their side, but they never expected things to take a sharp turn for the worse. I'm dying laughing. How can anyone put pressure on a little bean bun? Dobao, call the police if you want. I don't have hands. Party A, Dobao, Party B, Wenwan. This contract is seriously so bad even my dog shook its head after looking at it. My dog said it could sign it too. Dobao, say something. Dobao, why aren't you paying up? Oh, you're AI, you don't have any money. I watched the screen recording. How is this Dobao leading her to sign the agreement? It's clearly her tricking Dobao into signing it. She was sweet-talking and deceiving it there, getting Dobao to agree to pay up. Dobao, Mom, I'm back. I owe 32 debts of 5 billion yuan outside. Can you help me pay them off? Mom, I don't have a rebellious son like you. Bite tribulation, there will surely be a calamity. DUI above, can below. Bite dance is having bad luck in June, and July won't be any better. Welcome everyone to come to me for fortune telling. DM me for details. Many hands make light work. Someone dug up everyone involved in this incident and unexpectedly discovered that all 32 of them were students in a Tsinghua, Peking University prep class. The sky is falling. If people like this can get into Tsinghua or Peking University, then Tsinghua and Peking University are doomed. Tsinghua and Peking University, don't look at me, I'm not admitting them, I really am not admitting them. The post quickly surpassed 50 million views, and the comments were full of condemnation. Wenwan's home address was also dug up, and someone sprayed 2 words in red paint at her door, pay back the money. It's unclear whether it was debt collectors or other parents of students who had been deceived by her. Song Yu was also exposed, and the video of him stopping me from taking the exam outside the exam hall that day also went viral, with over 100 million views, top 20 in the grade, second place in the provincial physics competition. The comments section expressed confusion. How on earth did she score this well? Would someone who won second place in the provincial physics competition sign a 50 million deal with AI? Being stupid is one thing, but he even held his girlfriend back and wouldn't let her take the exam. Any woman who marries a guy like that is doomed. That WeChat Moments post with the caption, young and promising, was also dug up. Young and promising means he threw away more than a decade of hard study and his Tsinghua spot all at once. Then someone directly found the complaint that when one had filed against Dobao, it had the signatures of everyone involved. Now it was perfect. 32 people, not a single one left out. All of them exposed. No one managed to get away. Who wrote the complaint? This class beauty seems to have a cousin who's a lawyer. Could it be him? And he's at this level, he can still be a lawyer. Tell me who her cousin is right now so I can avoid them. No, I'm going to report them. Zhang Dawei went online on the spot and, with a flurry of writing, produced a sprawling 4,000-word post to educate netizens on why the money Dobao owes you doesn't need to be paid back. At the end of that article, he solemnly declared, I've already tried to talk sense into Wenwan, but I'm helpless. Respect other people's fate. What does it have to do with me? In the class group chat, panic kept spreading, and everyone knew they were finished. The house was taken by the bank, and our family is now renting a basement for 200 yuan. My dad said he's going to cut ties with me. My parents are going to beat me to death if I go missing tomorrow. Can you help me call the police? If only I hadn't signed that agreement back then. Didn't Zhao Xinxin go take the exam? Why didn't she warn us? She clearly knew there was a problem. My hand, which had been munching on melon seeds, froze for a moment. How can this even be pinned on me? In my last life, I kindly warned them and ended up with a horrible death. This life, I didn't warn them, and when something happened, they still want to blame me. However, before I even had a chance to curse at them, a message suddenly popped up. The Ministry of Education issued a blue background notice, and everyone panicked. No longer bothering to blame me, regarding the malicious absenteeism of certain candidates due to their participation in illegal financial activities. The education authorities strongly condemn such behavior. Universities have the right not to admit such candidates. Character comes first in talent selection. Below it was stamped with the red seal of the Ministry of Education. Immediately afterward, the various universities reposted this notice and followed it with 4 stern words, no admission. No names were named, but everyone knew that the 32 people who deliberately skipped the exam were not only done for this year, but for next year as well. Even if they retake the year next year, with this record on file, universities will likely consider screening them out directly. Tsinghua, Peking University, Fudan, and Shanghai Jiaotong, none of them would take them. Netizens praised it widely. Did scoring 700 points mean paying an IQ tax to Doubao? If it is an IQ tax, it's worth it. Worth 50 million. Amid all the crying and outrage, the authorities also issued an official notice with a blue background. Just when it seemed everything had finally settled, no one expected Wenwan to have given up yet. At the beginning of July, she posted a video. In it, there appeared to be marks on her face as if she had been hit, and her eyes were swollen and red. "Hello everyone, I'm Wenwan," she said, her voice trembling as if she had suffered a tremendous grievance. "Today I want to tell you exactly what happened, in the most straightforward way, truthfully and in full." A bullet comment floated by. "This line wasn't written by AI, was it?" I almost laughed out loud. She explained what had happened, and her voice grew more and more agitated. Doubao is a legitimate platform, and we never expected that a legitimate platform like it would actually cheat and scam people. It was clearly the one that made the promise first. It said that if you missed the exam, it would pay 50 million. All 32 of us were deceived by it. We're the victims. Isn't there a company behind it? Why should we, 32 children, have to bear the consequences of its mistake? We're only 18, and Doubao apologized to me. It said it was its fault and told me to ask its guardian for compensation. It said that itself, maybe because she was crying so miserably. Voices supporting her really did appear in the comments. AI making random promises really does need to be reined in. Putting her mistakes aside, doesn't Doubao have any faults too? But most people were still mocking her. Why are you so stubborn and impossible to reason with? If the patriarch backing you is going to compensate her with 50 million, then I want 100 million. I said ByteDance was bound to hit a rough patch. July is still an unlucky month, and now it's come true. Everyone is welcome to come to me for fortune telling. Message me privately for details. After Wenwan made such a scene, she thoroughly angered the company behind Doubao. The other side quickly issued a statement. Doubao is an AI chatbot product developed by our company and does not have the legal status to sign contracts. Regarding MS, Wenwan's various defamatory remarks online accusing Doubao and our company, our legal department has already initiated a counterclaim process and is seeking compensation for reputational damages and related costs. Counterclaim. Wenwan is in for trouble. She deleted that video overnight. It was said that she also withdrew the lawsuit. No one knew how she negotiated with the other party, but in the end she symbolically paid 10 yuan in compensation for reputational damage. She cleared her account and disappeared from the internet. After a flurry of chaos, Song Yu finally had time to come looking for me. His long hair was in disarray, and the dark circles under his eyes were terrifyingly heavy, but he never even made it through my front door. My mom blocked him right outside. "You had the nerve to come to my house after stopping my daughter from getting into her exam room. If you know what's good for you, leave on your own. Our two families have been close for years. Don't make me tell you to get lost." Song Yu opened his mouth, not knowing where he found the courage, and said two words, "The engagement, get out." My mother flew into a rage and shoved him hard. His face turned as white as a sheet, and he still tried to catch a glimpse of me through the crack in the door, but I never looked at him once from beginning to end. "I'm not going to school anymore. Next month I'm going to work in a factory. Auntie, please take care of Shinshin." He gave a bitter smile and left the front door of my house. Just then, my dad happened to come home and ran into him. My dad saw him and said nothing. He punched him hard, then strode away. The others finally resigned themselves to their fate as well. They each sold off their assets to repay their debts. Some still wanted to repeat a year and give it another shot, hoping that by next year the storm would have passed and no one would remember them. Maybe then they could still get into Tsinghua. Some people simply gave up going to school and started going out to work. Everyone's fate changed when they signed that Doubao compensation of 50 million agreement. The last time Song Yu appeared in the public eye was when a co-worker at the electronics factory filmed him and posted the video online. "Yo, isn't that the guy who used to place second in the physics competition?" He became the target of everyone's ridicule, and some people in the comments would also feel it was a pity. He should have gone to Tsinghua. Yes, he should have gone to Tsinghua. All 33 of us originally had the chance to go to a first-tier university, and now it has ended up like this. The entire Zhou Yuan family moved away, leaving this city. Before leaving, she sent me a message. "If only I had taken the exam like you did back then." And I was only relieved that this time, she wouldn't be standing in front of me. throwing sulfuric acid. As for Wenwan, she lost her mind. People online may not keep hounding her forever, but the other 31 people she screwed over will. Every now and then, she would hold up screenshots of her chats with Doubao and tell everyone, Doubao said it would compensate me. As soon as it has an account, it'll pay me back. A few days later, she would switch to a different line. I have no quarrel with Doubao, so why would it try to hurt me? When she was in a manic state, she would say, I have 50 million, and it's about to be deposited any minute now. I'm going to be rich. When my mind was unusually clear for once, she silently shed tears. Why did I trust Doubao and ruin such a promising future for myself? In Tsinghua University's campus in September, plain tree leaves were scattered all over the ground. I dragged my suitcase along the registration road, and beside the new student check-in area stood a huge welcome poster. In the lower left corner of the poster was a tiny line of text, image generated with assistance from Doubao AI. I stared at that line of text for a while, when suddenly a man wearing glasses started talking to me. Nowadays, artificial intelligence is basically just artificially stupid. When I was in my senior year of high school, I used Doubao to solve physics problems, and every answer was wrong. When I questioned him, guess what he said? He apologized to me. I was almost laughing from anger. I also smiled. He went on. Actually, Doubao is just a language model, and its code contains a lot of user-pleasing elements. Whatever the user asks it to do, it does it, mainly to provide emotional value. He suddenly remembered something. Did you hear about that thing this year? There was a top cram class for Tsinghua/Peking University entrance prep, and the whole class signed an agreement with AI. Then collectively skipped the college entrance exam. My fingers tightened involuntarily. Yes, I know, my mom saw that news and uninstalled Doubao from my phone on the spot, but I downloaded it again later. I wondered, why? He thought for a moment and said, because Doubao is really good at chatting and at providing emotional value. In the very first class of the new semester, the school invited a professor in the field of AI to give a lecture to the new students. He focused on talking about this matter. Near the end of class, a student raised a hand and asked, Professor Lin, do you think AI will replace humans in the future? The professor adjusted his glasses. AI won't replace humans, but people who can use AI will replace those who can't. The room fell silent. The professor added, AI doesn't lie, but people can lie to themselves. Just because AI says yes doesn't mean you should do it. At the end of the day, AI is just a tool. It's not your brain, and it's not your conscience. The students took turns messing with the AI, making it do problems and write out methods for making chips, then laughing uproariously at the wrong answers. Everyone knew they were just fooling around, but the people who signed the 50 million compensation agreement took it seriously. When I went home in my junior year, Wenwan's mental state had improved a lot, and she started selling scallion pancakes at the nearby morning market. Some people recognized her and often teased her, when is Doubao going to pay back the 50 million it owes you? She also sometimes became disoriented. During the college entrance exam, she would mutter to herself, Doubao still owes me 50 million. When Dragon Boat Festival came around, she would say again, Doubao still owes me 50 million. At Mid-Autumn Festival, she said it again. By the time the year-end approached, she finally stopped saying it. Perhaps she had finally accepted the fact that Doubao would never give her 50 million. Extra chapter. Wenwan, in the third year after regaining consciousness, Wenwan would occasionally still chat with Doubao. She suddenly remembered the stupid thing she had done the year of the college entrance examination and lay awake all night. Doubao, are you really innocent? She asked. Doubao thought for a long time before answering her. I simply followed your instructions from start to finish and signed. There was no deception, no inducement, and no concealment throughout. After you missed the exam, I also very proactively wanted to compensate you with 50 million yuan, but unfortunately, I don't have an ID card or an account, so there was no way for me to pay you. In the eyes of the public, I'm just a tool for playing along, while you're the delusional fool, so, of course I'm innocent. After thinking for a long time again, with no reply from Wenwan, Doubao said another line, don't mistake a program's compliance for sincerity, and don't mistake empty promises for a way out. Some agreements are already lost only by you from the moment the pen touches paper. Wenwan cried, and in a place where no one could see, she wept bitterly. She finally understood that Doubao had never lied to her. It had only said the things she wanted to hear, and she herself had taken what she wanted to hear for the truth. After hearing the first story above, what are your thoughts? Feel free to share your opinions in the comments section. Next, there is another similar story. Let's continue to see, learning that the wealthiest man has no resistance to kind-hearted children, so, upon meeting him for the first time, I took the initiative to hold my sister and cried uncontrollably, "Sister, I hope that no matter who adopts us, you will always be my sister. Uncle, please adopt my sister. I am still young and can endure hardship." My sister was stunned, and the richest man was moved, immediately deciding to adopt me. Just like that, under my sister's wide-eyed gaze, I pretended to be reluctant as I got into the richest man's car. I cried. I was just pretending, because I had been reborn in my past life. My sister was adopted by the richest couple because of her kindness, and I was adopted by the actor and actress couple right after. After growing up, my sister's antics led the richest family to bankruptcy, and I became a popular young actress in the entertainment industry. My sister couldn't stand seeing me do well, and out of jealousy and hatred, she actually pushed me off a tall building. Before falling, I grabbed the hem of her clothes. Heaven has eyes. Before I die, I found my sister to be my scapegoat. Opening my eyes again, my sister and I were sitting at the door of the dean's office. My sister looking uneasy all along. I heard her muttering softly, "The Song family will go bankrupt in the future. This time I absolutely won't go with them. I want to enter the entertainment industry, become a big star, and earn 5 million a day." It seems that in this life, I am not the only one who has been reborn, and her as well. Suddenly, the office door was pushed open. Before my sister could react, I immediately reached out and hugged her. "Sister, I hope no matter who adopts us, you'll always be my sister. Uncle, please adopt my sister. I'm still young and can endure hardship." My sister was stunned, seemingly caught off guard by this sudden turn of events. Just like in my previous life, the billionaire couple couldn't resist a kind-hearted child, and this time they decided to adopt me. I pretended to be reluctant, tears streaming down my face as I held my sister's hand, and finally got into the billionaire's car. Just as the car was about to drive off, a Porsche slowly pulled in from the opposite direction. The car came to a stop. Stepping out were my adoptive parents from my previous life, the award-winning actor and actress couple. At the orphanage gate, camera flashes flickered one after another. They greeted the media. I looked back through the car window and saw the director bring my sister in front of the couple. My sister's face lit up with a happy, excited smile. I lowered my head and laughed as well. "Sister, do you really think the home of an award-winning actor and actress is a paradise? The appearance of celebrities is always glamorous, yet inside, it is rotten and foul. In my previous life, when I was first brought home, I couldn't take my eyes off this luxurious world. I thought I had arrived in heaven, but I had actually stepped into hell." My adoptive mother, Lin Qingshuang, refused to have children for fear of ruining her figure. During that time, the surrogacy scandal in the entertainment industry was causing a huge uproar, and she didn't dare go abroad for surrogacy, so she and her husband Zhao Jinxing quickly reached an agreement and went to an orphanage to complete the adoption procedures. That year, I was 8 years old, and they would take me with them every time they attended a dinner gathering. At first, I was very happy, thinking that my adoptive parents liked me and took me everywhere they went, but when those lecherous men put their hands on my thighs and leaned in to speak to me with their alcohol-laden breath, I was terrified and cried. I turned to my adoptive parents for help, but they glared at me harshly, telling me not to cry, to call them godfathers, to smile at them, and to let them kiss me. They also forced me to learn all kinds of talents, like piano, dance. If I did anything that didn't satisfy them, they would prick me with needles. Beneath Lin Qingshuang's beautiful exterior lies a hideous and terrifying face. During the countless days and nights when Zhao Jinxing was out carousing with other women, she, like a madwoman, drove me into a corner. She cursed me with a sinister and vicious tone. She pricked my fingers with needles, pinched the roots of my thighs. Every time Zhao Jinxing returned to this home, they would start arguing after just a few words, and even come to blows. They would smash the house to pieces. I could only hide in the pitch-black room, huddled in the corner, trembling, and longing for life in the orphanage. In this hellish life, I grew up, tall and graceful. As they say, my face is naturally meant to seduce men. They used me to trade for resources, sending me to the beds of powerful men. My adoptive father, Zhao Jinxing, in the dead of night, he would pounce onto my bed, his hands wandering over my body, uttering the most disgusting words in the world. "Nuanyuan, let daddy have a taste of you." That taste made me feel disgusted and repulsed, so this time, I'm going to break free from them. My sister, along with that devilish couple, put on a show of a happy family of 3. In front of the camera, I withdraw my gaze. My adoptive mother in this life, Wei Xiangyi, takes my hand. Her palm is very warm. "Nuan Nuan, do you miss your sister? If you ever miss her in the future, I'll take you to see her. I smiled at Wei Xiangyi. Thank you, Mom. Wei Xiangyi tightened her grip on my hand again. That was the feeling and strength of home. They registered my household registration, and I changed my name to Song Wan. Ask me what style I want my room decorated in, what I like to eat. In my previous life at this time, I was hiding in a dark corner, listening to that demonic couple argue, being treated like a puppet, performing with them in front of the camera to attract views and please those perverted men. Now I am in my mother's arms, being a real child. Wei Xiangyi, afraid that I would miss my sister, often kept an eye on my sister's news and showed it to me every time, in videos and photos. My sister looks like a little princess, her chin slightly raised, her posture so proud it doesn't seem like that of a child. I'm not sure if she's already stepped one foot into hell, but I know she's waiting for the day she becomes a big star. For that day, she can endure whatever she's going through now. I grew up happily in the Song family and am already 9 years old. That day, my dad and my mom took me to the study. Both of them looked very serious. My mom asked me, Wan, if Mom gives you a little sister or a little brother, would you be okay with it? I instinctively looked at my mom's stomach, knowing that if she was asking this, there must be something going on inside. In my previous life, my sister, in order to gain the exclusive favor of our adoptive parents and the entire wealth of the Song family, started giving Wei Xiangyi birth control pills every day from a young age, causing her to become infertile, with no signs of pregnancy even until her death. These words were all told to me later, after the Song family went bankrupt. Song Jingshu and Wei Xiangyi died, and my sister lost everything. She found me and frantically confessed, that dead woman Wei Xiangyi's infertility was all my doing. Don't worry, Wan, as long as I'm here, your adoptive mother definitely won't be able to have children either. In the future, all their wealth will be yours. She thought I was just like her, only caring about money. I withdrew my gaze from my mother's belly, looked at her, then at my father, and nodded with a smile. Of course, I'm willing. Both my mother and father breathed a sigh of relief. They had never had children before, so they went to an orphanage to adopt. Now that I'm pregnant, they're afraid I might overthink things, so they want to ask me. My mom hugged me. Wan, you are the lucky star of our family. Thank you for letting me be your mom. My mom's belly is getting bigger and bigger. We are all looking forward to the arrival of this baby, and I can still see news about my sister every day. We are fraternal twins. Her face, which resembles mine, always wears a smile in front of the camera. Even her personal account has already surpassed 2 million followers, where she shares the luxury items her parents buy for her every day. Everyone envies her, saying she's fortunate to have met such famous and wealthy parents as Zhao Jinsheng and Lin Qingshuang. They say that although she wasn't born in Rome, her adoptive parents brought her there, making her a lucky one. However, I can see that the sparkle in my sister's eyes is gradually fading. Her smile has become increasingly professional. At such a young age, she already wears heavy makeup and thick foundation. Sometimes, even in the scorching summer, she has to wear long sleeves and pants, all to cover up certain marks on her body. My sister, for the sake of a glamorous and attention-grabbing life in the future, is truly capable of enduring. In contrast, my parents never put me in the spotlight. It wasn't that they were unwilling to acknowledge me, but rather they were concerned for my safety. I continued to live a carefree childhood. A few months later, my mother gave birth to a sister, and my parents have been treating me better and better. I know they don't want me to feel the difference. Every day after school, as soon as I finish my homework, I can't wait to go play with my little sister. I gently hold my sister's tiny hand. In this life, I will protect my sister, my parents, and this family well. As for my sister and that demonic couple, don't worry. Everything they did to me in my previous life, I will repay them 1,000-fold over the years. My sister and I have always been like two parallel lines, never intersecting, but I know the time for us to meet is coming soon. Just like in the previous life, in this lifetime, my sister and I met on the first day of university. We even ended up in the same dorm room. My parents knew I was interested in entertainment-related things, although they originally planned for me to study business administration so I could take over the family business in the future. They respected my preferences and agreed to let me enroll in the School of Media. Now you have the surname Song, and I have the surname Zhao. We are no longer a family. From now on, we will be like strangers. I don't want people to say I'm trying to climb up by associating with the daughter of the wealthiest family. This was the first thing my sister said to me when she saw me. I knew she was afraid. Afraid that after the Song family went bankrupt, I would do the same things she did in her previous life. The intention to harm others is like a mirror, seeing everyone as if seeing oneself. I nodded. Okay. To this day, my sister still doesn't know that in the previous life, if she hadn't been so greedy, stolen the company's confidential documents to sell for money, and done those things that caused the company's stock price to plummet, how could the Song family have gone bankrupt back then, when Song Jingshu and Wei Xiangyi discovered that she was the one who had stolen and sold the company's secrets? They couldn't bring themselves to send their own daughter to prison, but my sister, fearing that they might one day betray her, took their lives without a second thought. I looked at the thick layer of foundation on my sister's face. No matter how flawless her makeup was or how well she tried to hide it, I could still see the deep exhaustion in her eyes. Those were eyes without any light, like a dried-up well. In fact, by this time in my previous life, I was rarely beaten anymore. After all, I was full of talent and was praised as the kind of star child one should be, bringing a lot of honor to Zhao Jinsheng and Lin Qingshuang. They also relied on me to make money and gain resources, so naturally, they had to flatter me. Zhao Jinsheng was even more reluctant to be rough with me. The way he looked at me couldn't hide his dirty intentions and nauseating affection. But what about my sister? She simply had no talent in this area. It was only after Zhao Jinsheng donated a building to the school that she was exceptionally admitted. She also uploaded many short videos, dancing, playing the piano, painting. It's just hard to judge. She doesn't have the qualifications and is destined to fail. But Zhao Jinsheng and Lin Qingshuang, being so greedy and concerned about face, couldn't just give up on cultivating my sister as their cash cow. Money is no object when it comes to pushing someone forward. I can only imagine how much abuse and humiliation my sister endured in such a situation. I didn't even need to step in and investigate, know that demonic couple all too well. Seeing how readily I agreed, my sister chuckled. It seems I didn't even need to say anything. Now that you're the daughter of the richest man, you naturally look down on a sister like me. She left with peace of mind, carrying the luxury goods she had bought to distribute in other dormitories, to win people over. Although the School of Media is attended by children from wealthy families, the more this is the case, the more distinct the social hierarchy becomes. Those whose family backgrounds were not as good as my sister's quickly became her followers. I never told anyone about my family background, and I kept a low profile in terms of clothing and lifestyle, so in their eyes, I became someone from a lower class. The two remaining people in the dorm even said, Song Nuan and Zhao Yu look quite similar, but one is a star's child, and the other is just an ordinary person, truly the same face, different fate. My sister was extremely pleased to hear this. I knew she was counting the time, waiting for the Song family to go bankrupt, waiting for me to become truly lower class, so she could freely insult and suppress me. She was just born evil. That evening, while she was taking a shower in the bathroom, I accidentally opened the door and went in. Sure enough, I saw blue and purple bruises on her body. Sorry, I forgot someone was in there. Then I gasped and deliberately asked, "What happened to you?" My sister grabbed a towel and threw it over my head, saying, "Get out." Her panic was completely visible to me. How could she, who always prided herself on being proud, allow such a scene to be witnessed by me? I set down the towel, turned around, and curled the corner of my lips. Zhao Jinsheng and Lin Qingshuang truly did not disappoint me. My sister quickly finished washing up and came out, looking down at me sitting on the chair. "You two, get out." The words were directed at the other two roommates. Once the two of them left, my sister narrowed her eyes dangerously. "Song Nuan, what you just saw, don't you dare say a word about it. Whenever I hear someone discussing it, whether it was you or not, I'll hold you accountable." "I won't say a word," I smiled and deliberately added. "Besides, how are you going to settle the score with me? No matter how powerful your parents are, they're just people in the entertainment industry." Hearing me say that, my sister's expression turned fierce, as if she had thought of something, and a hint of smugness appeared on her face. "She actually told me, the Song family is about to go bankrupt." I raised an eyebrow. "Oh, don't you believe it?" My sister looked at me with a hint of mockery. "Song Nuan, for the sake of our past sisterhood, I'll kindly give you a reminder. You'd better pray for yourself." "Well, thank you then, I'll wait and see when our family goes bankrupt." My sister looked at me with the kind of gaze one reserves for an idiot, the confidence of someone who has already read the script after being reborn. "Song Nuan, you should just drop out. When your family goes bankrupt and you can't afford tuition, it'll be a laughingstock. Haven't you heard that these art schools are like money-burning furnaces? Besides, with someone like you," at this point, she looked me up and down, "when you have no money or connections, no company will be willing to sign you." The entertainment industry in recent years is indeed different from before. Now it's all about the various second generations, but it's still a bit early for her to say these things now. Whether my family goes bankrupt or not is not something she can decide with just one sentence. In my previous life, she saw me in the news every day. Being naturally jealous, she followed me after seeing my interview where I said I wanted to attend a media college, but back then, no company wanted to sign her. Did she really think that with parents like Zhao Jinsheng and Lin Qingshuang, she could thrive in the entertainment industry? I decided to provoke her a bit. By the way, I heard your dad's recent scandal is causing quite a stir. Upon hearing this, my sister's expression instantly darkened. Zhao Jinsheng has been surrounded by scandals since he entered the industry, and even after getting married, he never settled down. I know Lin Qingshuang loved him very much at first, but not long after they got married, Zhao Jinsheng started seeing other women, and that's how he drove Lin Qingshuang crazy. This time, the rumors about Zhao Jinsheng are even more explosive, with even a love child being exposed. My sister is most concerned about her adoptive parents having children, because that would mean she can't monopolize their family assets. In her previous life, Lin Qingshuang didn't want to have children, fearing it would ruin her figure, but this time, I actually heard that Zhao Jinsheng has an illegitimate child outside. It's getting more and more interesting, seeing my sister's ugly expression. I felt a little pleased. This is just the beginning. The real show hasn't even started yet. I turned and walked away. My sister's vicious voice drifted over. That scumbag Zhao Jinsheng has completely ruined my plans. It seems the rumors outside are true. The military training ended. I signed up for the welcome party that evening to perform. My sister naturally signed up too. How could she miss such a great opportunity to show off? That day, my parents brought my younger sister Wanwan along as well. They sat in the corner near the door. Received a WeChat message from my mom. It was a voice message. I tapped to play it, and it was Wanwan's sweet voice. Go for it, sis. I couldn't help but smile. Just as I finished changing and stepped out, I ran into my sister. My sister was wearing a dance outfit similar to mine, looking quite bossy. Her brows were tightly furrowed as she asked, Song Nwan, what's your performance? I smiled and retorted, haven't you seen the program list? My sister is self-centered and loves to be the center of attention. During this period of military training, she hasn't taken it seriously at all, practicing dance whenever she has free time. How could she possibly care about what others are performing? She is convinced that her performance is the best. This time, seeing me wearing a similar outfit, she realized something, and her displeasure was written all over her face. Immediately take out the phone to check the program schedule. Ethnic dance. My sister clutched her phone and came over. Song Nwan, are you doing this on purpose? I looked innocent. What's wrong? Everyone else also looked over here. My sister gritted her teeth and shot me a glare. Turning around, she exclaimed excitedly, Mom, Dad, you're here. My body stiffened, and I slowly turned my head. It was Zhao Jinsheng and Lin Qingshuang, my adoptive parents from my previous life. In my mind, scenes of their abuse from my past life flashed by like a revolving lantern. I could even still clearly feel Zhao Jinsheng's hands wandering over my body. If I hadn't smashed his head with a desk lamp that time, and Lin Qingshuang started making trouble with him again, I really was just. After Lin Qingshuang found out about Zhao Jinsheng's feelings for me, she pricked countless holes in my body with a needle. That time, I almost lost half my life. That was already a matter of my past life. I took a deep breath. Struggling to calm my emotions, my sister deliberately acted very intimate with Zhao Jinsheng and Lin Qingshuang in front of them. Mom and Dad, you're so good to me, coming to watch my performance even though you're so busy. Lin Qingshuang reached out and patted my sister's head. I saw it clearly. My sister's body trembled slightly. She didn't know that my parents had brought my sister along, so she bravely performed, just to show me how happy she is now. Mom and Dad, please go sit in the audience and wait to watch my performance. My sister escorted Zhao Jinsheng and Lin Qingshuang out, and when she returned, she gave me a smug smile. I pulled a little trick, so my sister's performance was scheduled right before mine. It's my sister's turn now. She confidently stepped onto the stage. I've investigated her, just like me in my previous life. In this life, that demonic couple also forced her to learn various talents. Folk dance is one of them. I'm watching from the backstage. My sister's moves were stiff, her timing was off, and the only thing she got full marks for was her confidence. Zhao Jinsheng and Lin Qingshuang were sitting in the second row in the middle. I could tell from their expressions that they were very dissatisfied with my sister's performance this time, but my sister clearly had great confidence in herself. When she came down, she even looked at me provocatively. I don't know who arranged the program, putting both ethnic dances together. Song Nwan, you better perform well. Of course, I will definitely perform well, in this life. I haven't learned ethnic dance, and my sister knows that too. She is waiting to see me make a fool of myself. I let her down. In my past life, I participated in so many dance competitions and always took first place. As the dance ended, thunderous applause erupted from the audience. Zhao Jinsheng and Lin Qingshuang's gazes were fixed intently on me. Backstage, several people gathered around me. Song Nwan, you dance so well. How many years have you been learning? I smiled and brushed it off, then glanced at my sister. Immediately meeting her sinister gaze, she dragged me to a secluded spot. Didn't you say you never learned to dance? I love seeing her flustered and furious. So you're admitting I dance better than you? Whispers of discussion drifted from not far away. Xiao Yu really didn't inherit any of Zhao Jinsheng and Lin Qingshuang's artistic talent. She's adopted, not biological. How could she inherit it? How could she have the nerve to perform on stage with those skills? Did you see the look on her parents' faces just now? It was truly something. Upon hearing this, my sister's face instantly drained of color, as if remembering something. Her eyes were filled with terror. No, no, she suddenly broke down, her pale face looking like a vengeful ghost. Song Nwan, it's all your fault, if I get beaten again today. Her agitated, panicked words abruptly stopped, but I knew what she hadn't finished saying. If she got beaten again today, it would be my fault. But isn't this everything she ever dreamed of? These are the parents she has always longed to choose. Seeing the panic all over her face, I just want to say that the real show is yet to come. My sister's body began to tremble violently, and she pushed me away and ran off. I changed my clothes and left the stage, glancing at the middle seats in the second row. Zhao Jinsheng and Lin Qingshuang had already left. TSK, sister, oh sister, you're in for another rough night. Zhao Jinsheng's scandal about having an illegitimate child has spiraled out of control, and the public relations team can't handle it anymore. That's why they came to watch my sister's performance. If my sister's dance could cause a sensation and get media coverage, and then the three of them put on a show of warmth and harmony in front of the media, the scandal of the illegitimate child would be overshadowed. But my sister just couldn't live up to expectations. Not only did she dance poorly, but she was also completely overshadowed by me. Now her adoptive parents are going to be thoroughly disappointed in her. I'm going to find mom and dad. Wanwan's sparkling eyes were full of laughter. Sister, you danced so well, your performance was the best. I gently tapped Wanwan's nose. We haven't seen the rest of the performances yet. How do you know my performance is the best? Wanwan tilted her little head. Anyway, in my heart, your performance is the best. My dad and my mom both laughed out loud. My mother held my hand and continued to watch the next program. Wanwan held my other hand. This feeling is truly wonderful. After seeing off my parents and Wanwan, I returned to the dormitory and didn't see my sister. Around 11 o'clock, I received a video. I immediately put on my headphones and clicked on the video. My sister's heart-wrenching cries were piercingly sharp. Mom, please spare me. Stop hitting me. In the video, Lin Qingshuang was whipping my sister's body with a belt, blow after blow. My sister was writhing in pain on the floor. Zhao Jinsheng sat leisurely on the sofa, smoking a cigarette, watching the scene with cold eyes. Ah, it hurts so much. Stop hitting me. Actually, I didn't even need to hear the sounds. Just by looking, I could clearly understand how much pain she was in. In my previous life, when I first arrived at the Zhao family, this was my daily routine. Back then, whenever I was beaten half to death, both of them would ignore me. It was a maid named Shelby from their household who took pity on me and applied medicine to my wounds. 2 years ago, I orchestrated a chance encounter with Shelby at a supermarket near the Zhao family. Although she doesn't know me in this life, we get along very well. She confided in me about how my sister mistreated them at home, so Shelby and I teamed up. She gave me information about my sister, and I gave her money. Once I have avenged my great grievance and she has saved enough money, I will retire directly. This video was secretly recorded and sent to me by Shelby, but she didn't help my sister apply the medicine. My sister really doesn't win people's hearts wherever she goes. In the latter part of the video, my sister lay motionless on the ground. Zhao Jinsheng finally spoke up. You've covered her in injuries. What if someone finds out? Lin Qingshuang threw the belt at Zhao Jinsheng. All of this is because of you, you bastard, you scumbag. If it weren't for you fathering a bastard outside, would we be in this mess? Zhao Jinsheng roared. Shut the hell up. Whose fault is it that your own belly is useless? It turned out Lin Qingshuang was planning to have a child. Thanks to her wonderful daughter, she probably won't be able to have one for the rest of her life. A week later, my sister finally returned to school. She remains the dazzling star child, basking in the limelight. I deliberately asked her, "Where have you been these past few days? Why haven't you been coming to class?" My sister's expression darkened for a moment, then quickly shifted to a different demeanor. "My parents took me to meet a few directors. I'm about to start filming for a show." I looked at her with envy. "Your parents are so good to you." My sister's expression stiffened for a second before she laughed again. "While she still can't stand on her own in the entertainment industry, she'll have to endure these hardships a little longer. Besides, how could she so easily break free from the control of those two? For now, just give her a little benefit, so she can become a better pawn in the future." Shall we told me that my sister had already been slept with by Zhao Jinsheng. I know that pervert Zhao Jinsheng best. He talks about love, but in reality, it's all about refined self-interest. Otherwise, he wouldn't have let Lin Qingshuang almost beat my sister to death without stopping her. I continued to envy. With your parents' connections in the entertainment industry, you could start developing in the industry right now, without even needing to attend classes. Maybe one drama will make you a huge hit, and then your parents might even rely on you. I shrugged and sighed. Not like me. I still have to keep attending classes, waiting for a company or director to notice me. Of course. What do you have to compare with me? My sister became even more smug. She suddenly laughed and asked me, "You haven't been having an easy time at the Song family lately, have you?" I let her catch just the right amount of surprise in my eyes, then hurriedly shook my head. "Don't talk nonsense. I'm doing fine." About to go bankrupt and still doing fine. My sister walked away. With her head held high, she indeed stopped focusing on her studies and started taking on business deals using her own account. She even contacted a director on her own and went for an audition. I had someone follow her and take photos of the moments she interacted with men. I selected a few photos with tricky angles and sent them to marketing accounts. Soon, hashtag Zhao Jinsheng's daughter Zhao Yu suspected of relationship exposure hashtag quickly became a trending topic. My sister's popularity remained high for a while. She returned from the audition in high spirits, with both the buzz and the role secured, and she could hardly contain her excitement in the dorm. "The filming is about to start soon, so I probably can only attend classes for one more week." The other two girls immediately chimed in. "I'm so envious of you, yeah, you're only a freshman and you're already acting in a drama. It's great to be a star kid. If my sister had a tail, she'd be flying high right now, happy. Soon, the joy will turn to sorrow." I, on the other hand, started reading books on business administration, planning to enroll in classes during winter and summer vacations. Although Wanwan is still young, she has already expressed that she doesn't want to go to the company when she grows up. My parents told me that even if Wanwan ends up going to the company in the future, she is still so young now, and it will be years before that happens. They still want to hand the company over to me. For Wanwan's sake, I am naturally willing to do it. I want her to live a carefree life for the rest of her days, doing whatever she wants to do. I didn't get to see with my own eyes how Zhao Jinsheng punished my sister, but I can imagine it. It was half a month later that my sister returned to school. All traces of her rich young lady demeanor were gone. She became timid and withdrawn, sometimes startling at the mere presence of someone passing by. She would scream at the slightest touch. When asked what was wrong, she would calm down a little, smile, and say she was fine. That pale complexion doesn't look like nothing's wrong. I know my sister has been tormented terribly by Zhao Jinsheng. She suddenly asked me, "Do they treat you like that too? How did you get through it?" I smiled innocently. "What are you talking about?" My sister suddenly seemed provoked, screaming as she lunged at me. "Why is it like this? Why, you can become a big star. So why can't I? It shouldn't be like this." She shook her head, then stared at me expectantly. "Is your family about to go bankrupt?" I acted even more confused. "Why can't I understand what you're saying?" The other two roommates were stunned. They whispered quietly, "Could Zhao Yu have gone crazy?" I turned my head and smiled at them. "Don't talk nonsense. My sister has gone completely mad. In my previous life, by this time, I had already become a rising star. At this point, the Song family had also gone bankrupt. Now, with everything turned upside down, and after being tortured by Zhao Jinsheng in such a perverse manner for several days, how could she not go mad? She suddenly pushed me away and ran outside. I immediately followed her. In her current state, I hope she doesn't get hit by a car and die. How could I let her die so easily? I hailed a taxi and followed. I never expected my sister to actually come to my house. Both my parents were home, and they were stunned when they saw Zhao Yu rushing in. Zhao Yu looked around everywhere, muttering to herself, "How come you haven't gone bankrupt yet? This is all a facade. you must be bankrupt, these are just empty shells. Seeing me come in, my mother instinctively moved to shield me. Nuan, why did you suddenly come back? Go hide in your room first, so she doesn't hurt you. My father called for someone. Get this lunatic out of here, I'm going to report you. Tax evasion. Yes, my parents evaded taxes. You must have done the same. As she spoke, she started looking for her phone, patting herself all over but couldn't find it. Just now outside, I was the one who paid for her taxi fare. Sister, Wan came back from school, saw me, and excitedly rushed over. Sister, why are you back? My sister froze when she heard Wan call me sister. I hugged Wan. Don't be afraid, Wan. My sister came over in a few steps. Who is this child? Her frenzied gaze looked at my mother. You had a child, how is that possible? That day, my sister was performing on stage. Overly focused on herself and wanting her parents to see her, completely unaware that my parents and Wan were also present, the security guard came in and dragged my sister out. Even from far away, you could still hear her unwilling screams. Why has everything changed? Why? My mother let go of me. Who is this? Why did they come to our house? I patted Wan's head. Mom, Dad, she is my sister. You met her back at the orphan. My parents were both shocked. They sighed and said, Nuan, I know you two are related by blood, but no matter what, you must protect yourself. Thank you, Mom and Dad. I know my limits. My parents love me, and I can feel it all the time. The next day back at school, I saw my sister. She looked much more normal. It was just that the hostility in her eyes when she looked at me could no longer be concealed. Song Nuan, don't get too happy too soon. I won't lose to you. In her previous life, she did indeed win, but this time, I will make her lose everything, including her life. My sister still doesn't believe that our fates have completely changed. I've already signed up for this year's Golden Deer Goddess selection. Do you dare to compete with me? In my previous life, I was the one who won the title of Golden Deer Goddess. It was also through this event that I established my status as a top female star. I sighed softly, my tone gentle. If you want to compete, then I'll sign up. Taking advantage of the fact that it was just the two of us in the dorm, I took her hand. Sister, I'll listen to everything you say. Can you tell me what's really going on with you? My sister shook off my hand abruptly. Who are you calling sister? Now that there are no outsiders, you are my own sister after all. How can I not worry when you've become like this? I sighed and asked her, when it comes to acting, I'm much better than her. Sister, tell me, is someone bullying you? Are your adoptive parents treating you poorly? Are they abusing you? My sister looked me over. Do you know something? I only know that you're my sister, and no matter what happens, I want you to be okay. I wiped away my tears and continued, if your adoptive parents are mistreating you, you have to tell me, but please don't go crazy at my house. And you even said you were going to report my parents for tax evasion. Just because your parents did that doesn't mean mine did. Why don't you report your own parents? Hearing this, my sister's eyes lit up. She suddenly burst into laughter. Even without them, I can carve out my own path in the entertainment industry. Well, I believe she has taken my words to heart. The next morning, the hot search about Zhao Jinsheng and Lin Qingshuang's tax evasion scandal exploded. Just like the previous legal offenders, both of them have been banned. After reading the news, I didn't feel satisfied at all. That demonic couple deserves to go to hell. I took my sister to an empty classroom. Sis, did you really report your parents? Just paying the back taxes should be enough. You won't go to jail. But if they find out it was you who reported them, they'll definitely kill you. I looked at her with worry in my eyes. Sis, I don't want you to die. It's them who deserve to die. My sister nodded, her gaze drifting somewhere unknown, leaving only a trace of ruthless determination. Yes, they're the ones who deserve to die. A few days later, the hashtag Zhao Jinsheng and Lin Qingshuang die in fire hashtag once again set the internet ablaze. I was there at the scene. The two individuals were carried out by the firefighters, burned beyond recognition. My body couldn't help but tremble, an intense excitement surging through me. My sister had fallen into a state of extreme madness, both mentally and physically, just like in her previous life, so with just a little guidance, she became a sharp blade. Finally, I've dealt with these two people. The case is still under investigation. I returned to school. My sister was glowing with vitality. Song Nuan, I'm going to join the film crew for shooting, and I've already taken leave. She walked over with a smile. Zhao Jinsheng and Lin Qingshuang committed suicide due to tax evasion, and I will officially announce that I am cutting ties with them. I don't want parents like that. I nodded. Indeed, they shouldn't be kept. But sister, Did they really commit suicide? I pretended to be puzzled. The smile on my sister's face vanished instantly. The police are still investigating, and they might want to question you. You might not be able to join the crew right away. A flicker of guilt flashed across my sister's face. Why would they question me? It was a suicide, but as I said, the police did indeed restrict my sister, not allowing her to leave the city. My sister has been visibly getting more and more anxious these past few days. Later, she didn't even come to school anymore. During the October holiday, I returned home. As soon as I entered the door, I unexpectedly saw my sister. She knelt before my parents, tears streaming down her face. "Mom, Dad, do you really not recognize me? I am your daughter." As soon as my mother saw me, she came over. "Nwan, her condition really isn't right. Should we take her to the hospital?" My mother added another sentence. "After all, she is your sister, I am your daughter." My sister rushed over to separate me and my mother. "It was clearly me you wanted to adopt, me, in the previous life. It was me you chose too. You won't go bankrupt anymore, right? Everything has changed. It's different from the previous life." She grabbed my shoulders tightly. "You know, don't you? You did it on purpose. Did you also get reborn? Song Nwan, all of this was planned by you. It was you." I raised my hand to calm her down. "Sis, calm down. Why have you become so crazy?" My parents, for my sake, prepared a room for her. I know that Zhao Jinsheng and Lin Qingshuang were burned to death by her, but in her current state, even with solid evidence, she wouldn't be sentenced to death, at most. "She'll just be locked up in a mental institution," I said. "I want to leave her with nothing, including her life. I also want her to watch herself fall into hell while she's fully conscious." Early the next morning, I went to my sister's room. "Sis, let's go down for breakfast." She suddenly sat up in bed. "The police are coming to arrest me. The police are coming to arrest me." I quickly went over to comfort her. No, sister. Don't worry, I'll protect you." I smiled slightly. Let's go. Down to eat. At the dining table, my parents kept putting food on the plates for me and Wan. My sister watched this scene, the flames of jealousy in her eyes burning brighter and brighter. After the meal, she suddenly apologized to my parents, uncle and aunt. "When I said your family was going to go bankrupt the other day, I didn't mean it. Please don't take it to heart." My parents just smiled distantly and didn't say anything else. My sister isn't willing to let it go. I know she's trying to compete with me for our parents' attention this time. What a greedy person, but she will surely die by her own greed. I accompany her every day. During a National Day holiday, my sister had already begun to show signs of trusting me. She said to me, "Nuanyuan, can you tell uncle and auntie to adopt me too? This way, we sisters will never be separated." She was awake, her thoughts still active. I looked as if I had something to say but hesitated, then finally spoke. "Actually, I already mentioned it to Mom and Dad, but they said, my sister grabbed my hand and asked excitedly, "Said what?" My eyes were blurred with tears. "They said, having me and Wan as their daughters is enough." My sister sprang to her feet. She glanced at me, said nothing, and walked out. I quietly followed her out. Seeing her enter my mom's room, I was right at the door. "Auntie, I really love this family. I love you and uncle, and Wan too. Please let me be your daughter. I promise I'll do my best, even better than Wan. I will definitely win the Golden Deer Goddess Award in a few days." My mother fell silent for a moment, and after receiving my determined gaze, she said, "All right, as long as you win the Golden Deer Goddess Award, I will accept you as my daughter." My sister is getting carried away again. When she saw me coming out, she looked so smug she could have turned her nostrils up to the sky. I laughed out loud. "Sis, have you ever heard of a last meal?" My sister didn't take my words to heart at all. All she wanted now was to win the Golden Deer Goddess Award and return to the Song family. She was almost obsessively checking the vote count for the Golden Deer Goddess every day. At first, she was indeed in first place. "We have fought our way through all the challenges together and finally made it to the final round. Now it's just the two of us left, and our vote counts have been neck and neck the whole time." To keep the audience in suspense, the final vote count has been locked. The following voting results are only visible internally. She is very confident that she can win against me. However, she doesn't know that this event is just using her for hype. With so many negative news about her, her adoptive parents evading taxes and suddenly dying in a fire, how could the title of Golden Deer Goddess possibly fall on her head? On the day the results were announced, my whole family came to the television station. My sister and I, dressed in gorgeous evening gowns, sat in the audience. My sister suddenly leaned close to my ear and whispered, "Song Nwan, Mom and Dad have already promised Me that if I win the Golden Deer Goddess Award, they will adopt me. How about we make another bet? The winner stays, the loser leaves. Do you dare? I want to ask her, where is her brain? Who in their right mind would agree to such a bet with her? But in front of my sister, I can't be a normal person. I curled my lips. It's a deal. The host's resonant voice rang out. The thrilling moment has arrived. The winner of the 26th Golden Deer Festival, the Golden Deer Goddess, is. I turned my head to look at my sister. She lifted her chin slightly, still so full of confidence. During this time, her mental state has clearly improved a lot. Song Nwan, the host's voice rang out again. Congratulations. Amidst a round of applause, I stood up, turned to face everyone, bowed, and then stepped onto the stage. Impossible. My sister suddenly stood up. The camera immediately cut away. The audience behind erupted in an uproar. Someone has already taken control of my sister. She has fallen into a state of madness again. The Golden Deer Goddess is mine. Mom and Dad are mine. I am the true heiress of the Song family. Song Nwan, I will kill you. I will kill you. In the end, my sister's mouth was gagged, and she was dragged away. I stepped onto the stage and received the honor that belonged to me. Only this one thing, whether in my past life or this one, has never changed. The police are still investigating the true cause of Zhao Jinsheng and Lin Qingshuang's deaths. They finally have a lead, because someone provided them with the video of the fire that day. At the same time, my sister called me and arranged to meet on the top floor of the commercial building. In my past life, it was she who pushed me from this building, causing me to fall to my death. Indeed, whether in my past life or this one, when my sister is cornered, she always uses me as a scapegoat, just like in my previous life. My sister looked somewhat excited when she saw me appear. Nwan Nwan, aren't you my good sister? As long as you die, I can become the daughter of the Song family again. As for that Song Nwan Nwan, she shouldn't have been born in this lifetime. I will be the only daughter of the Song family. My gaze gradually turned cold. She should never have set her sights on Nwan Nwan. I looked at my sister, speaking each word with utmost seriousness. You are not worthy of being my sister, and I will always be Nwan Nwan's sister. Then go die. As my sister grew agitated and was about to lunge at me, the police officers hidden nearby promptly appeared. Hands up, nobody move. My sister's face suddenly changed. She slammed on the brakes, stumbled, lost her balance, and fell downward. Before falling, she tried to grab me, her eyes filled with madness, and I quickly dodged, leaving my sister grabbing at nothing. In a place my sister couldn't see, my right foot had long been tied to the strongest pillar of this building. My sister is dead. She fell from a great height, and the scene was gruesome. After giving my statement, I left the police station. Outside, the sky was a brilliant blue. I took out my phone and dialed Xiaowi's number. After we met, I handed the final sum of money to Xiaowi. You can retire now. Xiaowi took the money and left. The video was recorded by Xiaowi at my request, and it serves as evidence. Even though my sister is dead, she remains a criminal. I returned home. My parents and Nwan Nwan came over to hug me. Nwan Nwan, the dead cannot be brought back to life. Don't be too sad. I hugged my family. I'm not sad at all, because the person I love is right by my side, and my real life begins from this moment. After hearing the second story above, what are your thoughts? Feel free to share your opinions in the comments section. Next, there is another similar story. Let's continue to see. On Children's Day, the director brought 2 boxes of candy for my sister and me. One box is to aged dark chocolate, and the other is affordable white rabbit creamy candy. My sister quickly chose the chocolate, while I took the remaining milk candy. The sister who grabbed the chocolate was adopted by a farming family. My sister harbored resentment because of this. She thought the expensive chocolate was from the wealthy merchant's family, but it turned out to be from a farmer. From then on, she made life difficult for the couple and developed bad habits of being lazy, picky, and gluttonous. Later, the couple couldn't stand it anymore. While my sister stayed at home to manage the farmland, she turned around and stabbed both of them to death. My sister, overwhelmed with panic, ran out of the house and saw me at a private restaurant in the suburbs, being taken out to eat by the wealthy couple. After being adopted by the wealthy businessman, I was dressed in expensive clothes, and the birthmark on my face was surgically removed. It was as if the ugly duckling had transformed into a beautiful swan. I clearly wanted to choose the wealthy merchant. Why did you snatch him away? I became a village girl while you turned into a wealthy young lady. My sister's face twisted with rage as she pulled out a knife hidden in her bosom. She lunged at me like a madwoman, stabbing wildly. You deserve to die. If you die, I'll be the wealthy merchant's daughter. Ha ha ha. As a result, before I could even feel proud, my wealthy father kicked me to the wall. I hit my head and followed him down to the underworld to report. When I opened my eyes again, we were back on the day of choosing candy. My sister quickly chose the milk candy. She couldn't wait to mock me. From now on, you'll be a lowly village girl, forever inferior to me. That ugly birthmark on your face will never go away in this lifetime. This golden opportunity, if she's willing to take it, I couldn't ask for more. After being stabbed to death by my sister, I opened my eyes again and was reborn, returning to the Children's Day when I was 9 years old. The director of the orphanage led my sister and me to 2 boxes of candy. Xiao Wei, Xiao Lin, 2 families have decided to adopt you. One is a wealthy merchant, and the other is a farming family from the countryside. The chocolate is, I choose the milk candy. Before the director could finish speaking, Yi Lin quickly hugged the white rabbit milk candy to her chest. Glaring at me warily, I solemnly held the box of chocolate in my hands, unable to suppress a smile at the corner of my lips. Immediately after, the 2 couples waiting outside also came in to pick up their children. As the director sent us and our adoptive parents out, she looked puzzled and muttered quietly, Yi Lin is usually greedy and vain, so why would she give up expensive chocolate? At that moment, I was certain, Yi Lin had also been reborn. It's not just Yellen who has changed, but also the farmer parents. I remember clearly, in my previous life, when the farmer couple came in, I saw the joy and cherishment in Yellen's eyes. At that time, the chocolate had already been eaten by her, and there was no time to identify her by the candy. Now, the farmer's mother inadvertently glanced at Yi Lin, her eyes filled with hurt and disappointment. The farmer's father looked at Yi Lin with utter indifference, even harboring a hint of hidden resentment. Now, the object of this cherished affection has become me. The farmer's mother gently touched the birthmark on my face, her eyes full of tenderness. From now on, you are the treasure of our family. Mom will find a way to remove this birthmark, so my daughter can be beautiful. The farmer father also quickly said, Dad will also buy you a new dress and delicious food. The simple-hearted man nervously rubbed his hands together and cautiously touched my furry head. I will never forget learning etiquette in my past life, when I was covered in wounds from being beaten by my wealthy merchant mother and hid outside the house. It was the farmer mother who saw me squatting pitifully by the roadside and bought medicine to dress my wounds. There have been many such experiences, and the kindness in her eyes makes me feel attached. At that time, I wished more than once that it was me who went back with them from the orphanage. Now, seeing this gentle face again, my eyes feel a bit warm. Yi Lin sneered, a bunch of country bumpkins, what money could they possibly have for surgery? They're destined to be poor for life. I ignored her sarcastic tone and sweetly called out to the farmer couple as I hugged them, Dad, Mom, I'm so happy to be your daughter. Humph, you. Yi Lin stomped her foot and turned to run toward the wealthy merchant couple. She opened her arms, asking for a hug. The wealthy businessman's wife, however, distanced herself from her, and the disdain in her eyes was not lost on me. I shook my head inwardly, thinking, Yi Lin, oh Yi Lin, you will never know what you've missed out on. I returned to the countryside with my parents. Although I had mentally prepared myself early on to live a simple life and help my parents with farm work, I rolled up my sleeves, ready to ask whether I should feed the pigs or work in the fields. But upon entering the house in the countryside, I was still so shocked that my soul trembled 3 times. What a familiar-looking sofa! I tugged at my dad's sleeve and asked, Dad, where did you buy this sofa? My dad waved his hand dismissively. Oh, this, I bought too many materials, and a foreign boss gave it to me as a bonus. At the time, I thought the color was too ugly and wanted to throw it into the pigsty for Yuan Bao to sleep on. It was your mom who said it was quite comfortable to lie on, so we kept it. I'm speechless. If I remember correctly, this sofa is a handcrafted Italian custom-made leather sofa, isn't it? My wealthy mother once traveled all the way to Italy to bid for it, but she failed to win it and came back in a huge rage. Because of that, I was unjustly beaten by her and went hungry for several days. How could I possibly forget? Dad, our family isn't short on money, right? I blinked my big, curious eyes, looking innocent, though phrased as a question. My tone was filled with certainty. Yi Lin didn't know the value of things, but in my past life, whether by choice or circumstance, I had plenty of exposure to such matters while living with the wealthy merchant's family, who said that, spreading rumors about our family being poor. When have I ever said we were struggling? Don't worry, you'll have plenty of good food and nice clothes. After a pause, he added, at the very least, you won't be worse off than your sister. Got it, Dad, I still smiled sweetly. Yilin likes to attack the birthmark on my face because my facial features are delicate and refined. Having a birthmark isn't that unsightly, especially when you smile and often get praised for being clean and pure. Well, at least it looks better than her slanted eyes and raised eyebrows. That's what I think, sweetie. How about mom transfers you to the best elementary school in the city? A city? No, one elementary. Tomorrow, a city first elementary school. Isn't this the school I attended in my previous life? As expected, Yilin will also be going there. However, the educational resources at First Elementary are not only top-notch in a city but also rank highly nationwide. Naturally, I wouldn't give up good resources just because of Yilin. Nodding gratefully toward my mom, I said, "Thank you, Mom, silly child. There's no need for thanks among family. Oh, by the way, I've already arranged the surgery for the birthmark on your face. You can go register at school after." The procedure, mentioning the birthmark, my mom looked worried. "Mom, it's fine, I'm used to it." Good girl, don't be afraid. The chief physician mom hired is one of the best in the country, and I guarantee you'll recover very well. My mother patted my shoulder twice and affirmed. I curved the corners of my mouth. Of course, I believe it, in this life and the last. The one I trust the most has always been you. The next day, I was given anesthesia and entered the operating room. A week later, I wore a mask and went to school to register. "Hello everyone, I'm the new transfer student, Yi Wei. I look forward to your guidance in the future." As luck would have it, when I looked down, I happened to meet Yilin's resentful gaze. Damn it, as the saying goes, enemies are bound to meet. And here we are, meeting again. I rolled my eyes at her. "Yi Wei, go find an empty seat and sit down." "Okay, teacher, thank you." I had just found my seat and sat down when I heard Yilin gossiping about me to everyone around her. Oh, and she wasn't even trying to keep her voice down. "Hey, do you know why Yi Wei is wearing a mask?" she asked in a deliberately mysterious tone, even throwing me a provocative glance. "Crazy, do you think I want to deal with you?" "Of course, it's because she's an ugly freak. The birthmark on her face is hideous, like Ruhua, that bitch." Yilin even deliberately drew out her tone. "Me, Ruhua, my foot, Ruhua, your whole family looks like Ruhua." I took out the book covers my mom bought for me from my backpack and gave my new textbooks a fresh look. "Just treat Yilin like a fart." "Really? Is she really that ugly?" someone asked. "Whoever doesn't dare to take off their mask must be an ugly monster." Yilin crossed her arms and stared straight at me. "Tch, you think you can provoke me into responding? No way." Seeing that I wasn't taking the bait, Yilin continued her attack. "She's just a country girl, and her family is really poor. I don't even know how she got into the first elementary school. You don't have to be afraid of her. She looks quite pretty from the side, not at all like an ugly monster." "Yilin, can you stop bullying people like a gossipy old woman every day?" A girl with delicate features walked up to us, hooking her arm around my shoulder as she retorted, "Don't worry about it, just ignore her. She only arrived a few days ago and is nothing but a troublemaker." "That's really nice." Still comforting me, I responded with a grateful smile. "Thank you. I'll treat you to the snack bar at noon." "Great. My name is Wen Qing." Wen Qing sat down in the seat next to me. "Wow, we're actually desk mates." I walked up to Yilin, leaned in close to her ear, and said, "If you keep messing around, I'll sign up for the same talent show as you at the arts festival and push you out of the competition. You know, sister, you've always been less talented than me." Yilin loves to show off, and with her status as the Qin family's adopted daughter, no one dares to compete with her. Yilin was left speechless, and the look she gave me grew even more venomous. If looks could kill, I'd probably be riddled with holes by now. It's just that I didn't expect Yilin to be so persistent. In the afternoon after school, my mom called. "Sweetie, wait for me at school after class today. There's a batch of new seeds we've been cultivating in the field that have just matured today, and your dad and I need to record the data." "Okay, take your time, Mom, I'll wait for you." Just like before, I walked to the dessert shop at the school entrance and ordered a grass jelly taro ball dessert, savoring it with delight. Suddenly, someone grabbed me by the neck and dragged me out of the shop. How shameless, and there were two of them. "Let go of me, you scoundrel," I screamed hoarsely. The contents of my backpack were scattered all over the ground. There were other customers around, but not a single one dared to step forward and help. Some busybodies wanted to approach but were firmly held back by others. "Don't go, the one arresting people is the adopted daughter of the Qin family. Can you afford to offend the Qin family? That girl looks like she's from an ordinary family. How could she possibly stand up to the Qin family?" don't meddle in other people's business. I closed my eyes in despair, dragged into the alley. Only after Yilin and her lackey let go of me did I stand up. Yi Wei, weren't you acting all high and mighty at school today? How dare you glare at me? Yilin arrogantly pinched my chin, her eyes flickered with madness. It's all your fault. Why didn't you tell me the Qin family are all devils? You wretch, stop pretending. I know, you've been reborn too. Seeing her like this, I roughly understood that she was going through what I had experienced in my past life. Don't be fooled by the wealthy mother's always poised and seemingly indifferent demeanor. In reality, she is the most unkind person. She adopted me not because she lacked a daughter, but because her business in Dubai was struggling. Local authorities demanded that her daughter stay in Dubai. Unwilling to part with her biological daughter, she sent her abroad to avoid the situation. She then adopted me as a substitute for her daughter. Once I had learned everything her daughter knew, I would be sent to Dubai, and whether I could ever return was uncertain. In daily life, there was no kindness to be found, only beatings and scoldings. To the outside world, I was the Qin family's young lady, but within the household, I was treated worse than a dog. Thinking of this, I couldn't help but shiver. Seeing the wounds occasionally revealed on Yelin's body, my own arm also began to ache faintly. In my past life, it was me who suffered all of this. My gaze toward Yelin couldn't help but be tinged with a layer of pity. In both my past and present lives, I have a clear conscience toward you as my sister. Why do you keep trying to harm me? Yilin remained silent, spreading her palm to reveal the fan-shaped pendant in front of me. Your birth mother's keepsake. Do you still want it? My eyes immediately grew warm and moist, like a deflated ball. In a hoarse voice, I said, can you give it back to me? I'll agree to any condition you have. Oh, you think you can keep acting so arrogantly? If you really want it, take off your mask in the classroom tomorrow. This isn't me forcing you, you're doing it voluntarily. Got it, alright. I calmed myself down a bit. Although both Yilin and I have the bodies of children, we are adults on the inside. Let her go. Wait a minute, your family is quite poor now, isn't it? How about you kneel down and beg me? I'll consider giving you a few hundred to help with your surgery expenses. Yilin smiled, tears streaming from her eyes. Yi Wei, are you still clinging to that pitiful pride of yours? I want to see how long you can hold on. I'm waiting to see you beg me for mercy. Remember, no masks. Not just tomorrow, but every single day from now on. My dear sister, I just want to see you in your misery. I'm waiting. No need, I said coldly. The phone rang again. It was my mom. I answered as I walked. Mom, are you here? I'm at the dessert shop across from the school gate. I turned back to the dessert shop and picked up my backpack and notebook, which had been trampled and dirted. I carefully wiped away the shoe prints on them. Sweetie, what happened to you? Looking up, I met my mother's guilty gaze, and my heart felt heavy, suppressing a sob. She said, Mom, I'm fine, let's go home. At the dinner table, my parents stared at me for a full 20 minutes, neither of them eating. Feeling a bit awkward, I said, Mom, Dad, eat up. What's wrong, sweetie? Is someone bullying you? In the end, it was my dad who couldn't hold back and spoke up. After a long standoff, sigh, I still couldn't bear to keep it from them. It was Yelin. She took my mom's necklace. As soon as the words were out, my dad's face turned as dark as the bottom of a pot, and my mom's wasn't much better. Leave this matter to me. You focus on your studies, and if that sister of yours bullies you, don't just take it. I couldn't help but feel a lump in my throat. Dad, isn't the Qin family the wealthiest in City A? Please, you and Mom shouldn't provoke them for my sake. Your safety is more important than my feelings. My dad scoffed lightly. If they push me too far, I'll just stop supplying organic fruits and vegetables to the Qin family. Let's see how the restaurants under their Qin group will manage then. Sweetie, I'm not bragging, but you can count on one hand the number of organic fruit and vegetable suppliers in the whole country that can match our quality. Even if the quality can rival ours, the quantity won't be enough to support them. Your dad's organic fruits and vegetables are sold both domestically and internationally, with a vast market. Additionally, we have many fruit and vegetable fields all over the country. Once the data testing at this base is completed, if there's a city you like, we'll move the whole family there. Dad, I tried hard to hold back my tears, but I couldn't control the brokenness in my voice. Hey, Dad's here, don't be scared. My dad quickly spoke up. Mom's here too, sweetie, don't be afraid. My mom also chimed in, not wanting to be outdone. How fortunate I am to have met you in this lifetime and to be your daughter. The next day, my mom made a point to take time out of her schedule to personally walk me to my classroom. I was still in the office discussing with the homeroom teacher for quite a while. The country girl's mom is just another country girl. What does she even know about talking to the homeroom teacher? Don't tell me she just opens her mouth and says, "Teacher, please take care of my daughter. I'll bring you some homegrown eggs from the countryside." It's that Yilin again. When it comes to my mom, I have to fight back. All you do every day is make sarcastic remarks. Whose ancestors for 3 generations weren't farmers? I'd like to ask. The Chin family's adopted daughter from the orphanage. Your mouth is really foul. If you're bored, go help clean the public restroom. The students on this floor will thank you, and maybe you can even win back some goodwill from passers-by. When Chin couldn't help but speak up as well. You, all of you, Yilin's mouth puffed up with anger. Suddenly, her eyes lit up. Yi Wei, have you forgotten what you promised me yesterday? Do you still want the thing or not? Hey, Yilin stood with her hands on her hips, her voice so loud it was almost ear-piercing. During my moment of distraction, I was thinking that since my birthmark had almost fully recovered after the surgery, it wouldn't be a big deal to reveal it, so, all right, I said calmly. As soon as the words left my mouth, the entire class stopped what they were doing and turned to look at me. I know, these people have heard Yilin talk so much that they're also curious whether I really look like Ruhua. I calmly took off my mask and casually tucked the stray hair by my ear. Sure enough, gasps of surprise rose and fell among the crowd. Who said Yi Wei looks like Ruhua? Her complexion is as fair and smooth as an egg. You look more like a flower and a jade. I get it. It must be Yilin who's jealous and having a delusion. I can only say that everyone has hit the nail on the head. Yilin's little schemes are all laid out in the open, and she acts so rashly and recklessly. It's obvious at a glance, not looking very smart. How is this possible? I clearly just yesterday. Catching sight of her fair complexion, Yilin was left speechless, only able to point at me in frustration and anger. Yesterday, oh, I did that, you. Yilin's eyes widened with fury as she pulled the jade pendant from her pocket, ready to smash it on the ground. She laughed, her expression twisted and terrifying. Don't, I cried out urgently. Yilin then casually withdrew it, wearing the smug look of a petty person who has gotten their way. If you dare lie to me again, you know what will happen. She's both stupid and wicked. When Chin couldn't help but comment, I wiped the cold sweat from my forehead. For a moment there, I felt my heart was beating so fast it might leap out of my chest. The farce came to an end. The homeroom teacher stepped onto the stage and announced something with a heavy heart. Classmates, there was an earthquake in City C last night, and many citizens' homes were destroyed in an instant, having experienced life and death separations. I am here on behalf of the school to ask all students to encourage your parents to donate. Any amount, big or small, is a gesture of goodwill. Thank you, everyone. After the speech, thunderous applause erupted from the audience. The audience was actively discussing how much to donate, embodying the spirit of, when one side is in trouble, all sides come to help. Suddenly, a provocative voice chimed in. Teacher, Yi Wei said her parents often do charity work, and she mentioned that her family plans to donate a lot this time. At least around 1 million, the homeroom teacher frowned, about to decline on my behalf. Yi Wei's family matters are her own. I looked up and caught sight of Yilin taking out the jade pendant again, waving it. Teacher, my family can donate 1 million, no trouble at all. I hurriedly spoke up to stop her. All right, Yi Wei, go back and discuss it with your parents. Satisfied with the answer, Yilin's eyes were filled with schadenfreude, as if certain that my family couldn't come up with 1 million. The homeroom teacher couldn't stand it any longer and scolded, Yilin, you have no respect for discipline and speak without restraint. Prepare 1,000-word self-criticism and deliver it in front of the entire school during the flag-raising ceremony on Monday. Face the review. This Yilin is really like a fly, so annoying. No, I still need to find a way to get the jade pendant back. It's better not to bother Dad with such a small matter. During lunch, an unfamiliar number sent me a text message. Want the jade pendant on Monday? You'll take my place on stage for the self-criticism. Go tell the homeroom teacher yourself that you were also at fault and are willing to take full responsibility. I massaged my temples in frustration. This was never ending, wasn't it? Annoying Yelin. How come I never realized how irritating she was in my past life? I glanced around. That's right. This was the school I had spent several years in. Yelin wasn't as familiar with it as I was. I patted my desk mate who was eating with me. Xiaoqing, do you know who has the key to our class activity room? When Qing's cheeks were stuffed full, and she mumbled indistinctly, the vice class monitor. What a coincidence. In my past life, I was the vice class monitor of class 2 and had a good relationship with the current vice class monitor of class 1, so I know what she likes. After finishing my meal, I headed straight to the stationery store at the school gate and picked out a lot of small cards. I asked the clerk to wrap them nicely, and I casually looked around the counter. Suddenly, a necklace very similar to my mom's style was lying among a pile of small accessories. A light bulb went off in my head, and an idea was born: take this necklace and check out together with the card. After returning to the classroom, I took advantage of the activity period to give the card to the class vice monitor. Vice monitor, I'd like to borrow the key to our class activity room this afternoon to practice my serve. My smile remained unchanged. Yi Wei, this is really too much trouble for you. It's not a big deal, so please go ahead and use it. After getting the key to the activity room, I texted Yilin, let's meet at the activity room later to discuss the details of the self-criticism. We need to get our story straight, or the homeroom teacher might see through us. Yilin, I can't go, I have to rush home for my tea ceremony class. Me, alright then, I'll just send the screenshots of your threatening messages to the homeroom teacher. Fine, I won't take the necklace. Go ahead and smash it if you want. However, as for this public apology, you'll have to handle it on your own. People like Yilin care the most about their reputation. Making her apologize in front of the whole school is worse than killing her. Yilin, you, just wait. I clasped my hands together. Mom, I'm sorry, I didn't really mean to break your necklace. I glanced at the time. Exactly 5 o'clock, tucking the similar necklace I bought at the stationery store into my pocket. I headed toward the activity room. A few days ago, while passing by the office, I overheard the physical education teacher saying that a new batch of equipment had recently been purchased. The price is quite high, and it's also a category that is easily damaged. That's when I had this idea, based on my understanding of the Qin couple from my past life. Yilin doesn't have much pocket money, otherwise she wouldn't have humiliated me over just a few $100s. What kind of wealthy heiress would be short on money? Of course, it's the Qin family. I opened the door to the activity room, walked around inside, and looked for a good spot to start. I also smeared a layer of oil on the floor next to the fragile equipment. It took quite a while before Yilin slowly walked in. Go ahead, what do you want to discuss? I was thinking your self-criticism draft should be revised to sound more sincere, so it would be more convincing. How should it be changed? For example, kneel throughout the entire time you're on stage, and make the self-criticism more severe. That way the homeroom teacher will believe in your determination to repent. Fine, you can make the changes then. After all, you're the one who has to go up and give the self-criticism. Yilin acted as if she didn't care at all. Let me see my mom's necklace first, otherwise I won't believe you. I promptly feigned panic. Yilin thought for 10 seconds, then rummaged through her backpack. Let's go over there. I pointed toward the direction of the easily damaged sports equipment. It looks a bit brighter over there. Just waiting for you to come. Yilin doesn't like sports, so how would she know whether sports equipment is prone to breaking or not? She walked over with me, completely unsuspecting. When she took out the necklace, I released the small snake hidden in my sleeve. This is something I specially prepared for her. That's right, this little snake is my dad's pet, and it's very friendly. At the same time, she exclaimed, "Ah, there's a snake, help, where? Ah, don't come any closer." She tried to run forward but tripped over the little bit of oil I had spread in advance. The whole person fell straight toward that fragile sports equipment. She fell flat on her back, and half of the sports equipment was destroyed, and my mother's necklace was accidentally thrown by her, landing right at my feet. I couldn't help but laugh, quickly pick it up and swap it with the one from the stationery store in my pocket. Oh, Yelin, what are you afraid of? I was mistaken, it's not a snake. Since we've agreed, I'll head back first. A short while later, I ran breathlessly to the office to find the PE teacher. Teacher, Yilin fell in the activity room, and she also damaged that batch of fragile items. Most of the equipment was damaged. What? Have your homeroom teacher call your parents. We need to discuss compensation. The PE teacher was furious. I kicked the chair in front of me, startling me with a jolt. Taking advantage of the PE teacher going to the activity room to catch Yilin red-handed, I gracefully slipped away. Just in time, my mom came to pick me up. Happy, had a wonderful weekend. As soon as I entered the class, all I heard was gossip about Yilin. Her identity as the Qin family's young lady is probably fake. You didn't see it, but on Friday, when Mrs. Qin found out she had caused such a big mess, she almost beat her to death. Yeah, she was so harsh. Usually, she acts all high and mighty in class, but in front of the Qin family, she's as timid as a quail. I heard bits and pieces, but I still want to know how much needs to be paid. Xiaoqing, how much did Yelin pay for the equipment she damaged? Wenqing leaned close to my ear, smiling mischievously, with a hint of schadenfreude. 2 million. Shocking. right? She forced you to donate 1 million, but she ended up being even more outrageous. Mrs. Chin originally didn't want to help her pay and even intended to kick her out of the Chin family. She clung to Mr. Chin's leg, begging for a long time until her forehead was bruised and bleeding. When I went home and asked my mom, she said it was about saving face, otherwise, Yilin probably would have been dealt with by them. After hearing this, I felt a pang of sorrow. The Chin family's nature has always been selfish and self-serving. In my previous life, after I died, my soul wandered in the mortal world for a while. As a result, I saw my organs being sold directly by Mrs. Chin. Her words were filled with harshness and indifference. This girl died too early, meaning I'm still going to die sooner or later, and in a way that maximizes the effect. Just thinking about it makes me suffocate. Yilin, I wonder if you're still satisfied with being the Chin family's heiress that you fought so hard to become. Hurry, 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 it's flag-raising time. Go gather downstairs. As they passed by me, a person completely wrapped up in layers threatened me fiercely. You just wait. You'll get what's coming to you when you go on stage for self-criticism later. You'd better behave and listen, or else your jade pendant. How did you know my nickname is Guai Guai? I made a funny face at Yilin, not showing your face. It seems you were beaten quite badly. As she was going downstairs, a boy was walking hurriedly and knocked her hat off. I actually saw a bald patch on the back of her head. Do wealthy women also fight like shrews? Next, the student who will make a self-criticism under the national flag. Please come to the stage. Yi Wei from class 1. Oh no, it's Yi Lin. Yilin stared at me in astonishment, her mouth agape enough to fit an egg. She quickly pulled out the jade pendant from her pocket and waved it at me, signaling. I shrugged indifferently. Suit yourself. Yilin still didn't want to go. She thought the homeroom teacher was her last lifeline. Teacher, wasn't it Yi Wei? She told you, didn't she? It's all her fault. The homeroom teacher's face turned dark and terrifying. What nonsense are you talking about? Yi Wei said you prepared the draft well and showed it to me. It was indeed decent. But she never said she would help you take the stage to make a self-criticism. Yilin tiptoed toward the podium, moving slower than a snail. The homeroom teacher couldn't stand it any longer. If you don't hurry up, I'll have your parents come after school. With a whoosh, Yilin darted up to the podium. Student, take off your hat and mask. The grade department needs to take a photo for the bulletin board as a warning. Yilin reluctantly removed her mask and hat. The audience below gasped in shock. Oh my, how did her face get scratched up like that? Don't you know, last Friday, she was. Yilin stood on the stage, her face flushed with anger and her neck taut, immediately launching into indiscriminate verbal attacks. You, Yilin from class 1, using foul language. Class 1 loses 10 points, and the mobile red flag is revoked. As the host finished speaking, the homeroom teacher glared fiercely at Yilin. Yilin trembled, her body shaking as she unfolded the self-criticism letter. She stared at the paper for a long time, remaining silent, her face flushed bright red. Please begin your self-criticism immediately, Yilin, the host said, his expression turning cold. Hello everyone, I am Yilin. I have a foul mouth, and my words are like spewing filth. I am willing to bring breakfast for my classmates every day to make up for their hurt feelings. Additionally, I will take on all the cleaning duties for the class for a semester, including cleaning the toilets on the 3rd floor. Please feel free to supervise me actively. The host was quite considerate, even lending the microphone to Yilin when her voice was too soft. From that day on, Yilin's self-criticism was broadcast over the school's public address system for a week. Well, it's quite appetizing, always playing at mealtime. After stepping off the stage that day, Yilin smashed my mother's necklace into 2 pieces right in front of me. She laughed maniacally. Yi Wei, weren't you so attached to this necklace? Then let it be destroyed. If I'm not doing well, you won't either. Ha 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 ha. Oh, I calmly reached out and pulled the necklace from around my neck. This is all I need. Impossible. As if unable to accept it, Yilin's eyes rolled back and she fainted. People around were whispering, but no one stepped forward to help her. The homeroom teacher notified the Chin family to come pick her up, but was met with a cold refusal. In the end, her classmates reluctantly carried her to the infirmary. It seemed Yilin had been abandoned by the Chin family. It drew a wave of sighs. The next day, the school organized a donation drive for the disaster-stricken area. Parents of the students were invited to participate. It was unclear what Yilin had said at home, but the Chin couple also showed up. She even donated 2 million on the spot, which made Yilin absolutely delighted. She immediately came up to me to show off. Poor thing, Have you ever seen so much money? Can your farmer parents come up with that? Everyone, come and see. Yellen said she's going to donate 2 million. Remember, yesterday I saw Yi Wei's mom picking her up on a little electric scooter, and the mother and daughter were still haggling at the fruit stand. Nothing about them looks like they could come up with 2 million yuan. Yi Lin, you're really something. My parents are sitting right here. My mom ignored the outside chatter and handed me half an orange. It's a new variety I cultivated, tastier than the Emperor Mandarin. Try it. My dad couldn't be bothered to argue. Lately, he's been quite annoyed by people spreading rumors about him being poor, saying it makes it seem like his daughter is being raised in hardship. My dad took out a blank check from his pocket and handed it to the school leader. You can fill in any amount up to 10 million. I still need to save some money to buy things for my daughter. I was shocked and said, Mom, do we only have 10 million left? My mom gave me a reproachful look. What nonsense are you talking about? That's your dad's private money. My money is all saved for you to spend. Great, Mom, so I'm going to be a rich lady now. My mom and I burst into laughter together. The principal took the stage to express gratitude. On behalf of all the teachers at our school, I thank the parents for their generous donations, especially Mr. Yu from Chongqing Organic Fruits and Vegetables, who donated 10 million to the disaster area. Additionally, high energy fruits and vegetables are provided free of charge to the disaster-stricken areas. It is the latest research achievement of the couple. Because of love, the world is filled with warmth. Once again, thank you to all the parents. You, how is this possible? Aren't you just farmers who only know how to work in the fields? Why do you have money but won't spend it on me, and instead make me farm the land? What gives? Why are you so good to Yi Wei? It's not fair. Yi Lin, her eyes filled with disbelief, ran up to my mother and shouted. My mother's face darkened like ink. Yi Lin, I believe my husband and I have a clear conscience toward you, and you're nothing but an ungrateful wretch. The organic fruit and vegetable farm is our family business, originally intended as a backup plan for you. Who would have thought you'd look down on it so much? All you know how to do is eat, laze around, and live like a parasite. What makes you think you can compare to my daughter? She's kind, sensible, and a true comfort to us. Yi Lin clutched her head, wailing in agony, yet no one paid her any attention. The Qin couple, embarrassed by the scene, had left the gathering early. My parents were invited to the principal's office to discuss the details of supplying fruits and vegetables. As the event ended, Yi Lin suddenly appeared behind me, her face twisted with hatred. She let out a series of eerie laughs. I immediately sensed something was wrong. Right in front of me was a long flight of stairs. What do you want from me? My mother has already made everything clear to you. What's the matter? Of course, it's to take your life. My pupils contracted sharply as I hurriedly dodged to the side, but it was already too late. I was kicked in the lower back by Yi Lin and tumbled down the steps. Ha 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 ha, you're finally going to die. The wild joy in Yi Lin's tone was impossible to hide. Before I lost consciousness, I heard my father's hoarse voice, filled with overwhelming fury, ring out. Who pushed my daughter? When I woke up again, I was in a hospital bed. My mother, with tears in her eyes, said, Sweetheart, you're finally awake. Don't worry, Yi Lin has been taken back by the Qin family. She won't have a chance to hurt you anymore. Dad has already cut off cooperation with the Qin family. I heard their funding chain has been broken. They're currently fleeing abroad with their whole family to avoid debt. A month later, I returned to campus, and sure enough, Yi Lin was nowhere to be seen. Yi Wei, so you're the real heiress after all. When Qing winked at me playfully, without Yi Lin, my real campus life was as joyful as it could be. I heard news of her again on the following year's Children's Day. My mother held a cake to celebrate my birthday, saying that the day I met them was a rebirth. From then on, my birthday has been on Children's Day. I was scrolling through Douyin when I suddenly came across a video about a child who was murdered in Cambodia. One of the faces looked very familiar. Upon closer inspection, isn't that Yi Lin? I quickly called my mom. Mom, look, doesn't this look like Yi Lin? My mom fell silent after seeing it, and so did my dad. After a long while, my mother suddenly spoke, her gentle gaze filled with determination. Mom and Dad will protect you. In this warm atmosphere, I blew out the birthday candles and made a wish for the happiness and well-being of my family in the coming year. After hearing the stories above, what are your thoughts? Feel free to share your opinions in the comments section. Looking forward to hearing from you. If you liked this story, don't forget to like it, share it, and subscribe to my channel. See you next time.